we've had a pre-show that's probably more interesting than what the show is. There's a reason why we started so late, folks. On this episode of Test for Geek, we had a fun. We will have a fun episode with our contributors. We talked to Scott about his trip to Planet Comicon in Kansas City. We'll talk about comic artist Neal Adams' passing. Plus, we talk about the summer movie season. Amber Heard in Aquaman or not in Aquaman, and of course more. We're going to probably have a lot of tangents, and that's all coming up now. Welcome to Task Force Geek. My name is Dark Cooper, and today I am joined by Scott.
Hey, Odie.
There he is. We got him.
I'm a cowboy.
And we have Steve.
Greetings, humans.
And we got our buddy Walt. How you doing, Walt?
I'm doing good. Naked Rainbow, y'all. Drink it up.
What the heck is that?
It's a Naked Rainbow. It is the official beer of Empire Toys down here in Keller, Texas.
Oh, it's beer.
It's an empty can, but it's their official beer.
Is that?
What clever name does it have?
What's that?
What clever name does it have?
Naked Rainbow. Rambo.
Naked Rainbow. Oh, that's right. You talked about that
Rambo.
before.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen the. I don't think I've actually seen the
can
thing yet. Yep.
Yeah. They don't have license to sell it, so whenever they throw their little parties, you can go there. If you're over 21, you can get it for free.
Ooh.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's beat us to the. Oh, there's a shell right there.
Hey, Shell.
It's just great to see everyone.
Everyone.
Shell, since you're on here, where was it that you went to? You shared some pictures of a place down in Dallas.
She went to Dallas Vintage Toys.
She went to Dallas Vintage Toys.
She never even that she was down here at all. Thanks for that.
She obviously didn't want to see you guys.
No, apparently
not. You guys know about this place? You've been there many times.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Which side of Dallas is this on? Is this like the west side, the east side?
North
side.
Northeast.
Like closer to Plano?
Garland.
Yep.
Garland. Okay. Just kind of curious.
She had a blast.
Yeah,
whatever, Michelle.
It was voted the best classic toy store of the Dallas.
Did she buy anything though? That's kind of the real mark of like, this is a great store. I bought something.
They have like some scenery there and stuff. It looks like
mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got this room that's their high dollar collective toys.
Okay.
And the entrance is made to look like Castle Grayskull.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks pretty fun.
It's amazing store.
It's a great store.
So
I mean, it's rated the best, but there are several here. There are several
I've been to Dallas many times. I've never been to that.
Yeah, you need to go to that one.
Michelle wants to know. Oh, she says that she was there for a concert.
Oh, what concert?
Which means she did not buy toys, I guess.
Bieber wasn't in town.
Hey, don't.
What?
My girlfriend will get on to you. She's into
baby, oh baby.
Oh baby.
She said she didn't buy a damn thing. She wanted to. Well, I'm gonna have to go down there and see that. I've been many times. I've never been to.
You know what?
And Holocron.
Empire would like us to do a live shoot from there at some time.
I mean,
that would be cool.
Let's do that.
Do they realize like we're just dudes?
Yeah, they do. I believe one of the guys that works there is familiar with your Both Down podcast.
Oh, wow. That's frightening and awesome at the same time.
There it is.
There's Order 66 in Allen, which is all Star Wars.
Retro Madness over here in Bedford, which is alongside another store that's a horror store. So
I forgot about Retro Madness.
Yeah, Retro Madness. Oh man, I can't even keep track of all of them.
She wanted some strawberry shortcake stuff.
Huh?
I mean, strawberry shortcakes.
I mean, hey, it's all you, right?
Did you guys just go flaccid?
Strawberry shortcake?
Oh. Hold on, let me look that up. Hang on a second. What is
strawberry shortcake? It's a dessert, Steve.
Ah, roger that.
All right, it's time for housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
Come back later, please.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
Housekeeping.
Not now. Not now.
Housekeeping.
Not now.
This is the time I'm supposed to tell you about the guests that are coming up. We don't have any guests lined up. So if you're interested, get in touch with us. You get in touch with me. You can see my address right here. taskforcegeek@gmail.com. Tell us you want to be on the show. We're probably going to go with regular contributors for at least another week, maybe 2 weeks, so that we can get them in here and let them talk about their stuff like we're doing with Scott tonight. It's been a little while since we've had an opportunity to just kind of catch up with our regular contributors and talk some topics and have some fun. So we're going to take the next couple of weeks and just, make it a little bit more loose. But if someone has a big Kickstarter coming up or a big premiere that they want to talk about or something, all of May is open. So just get in touch with me and we will squeeze you in here.
Kickstarter.
There's only 9 episodes left.
Talk to me.
9 episodes
Left.
What are you talking about?
What?
Until episode 100, there's only 9 episodes left.
Right. That's true. That is true.
Boom. That's called foreshadowing, Steve. You kind of like drop a hint of something that's going to happen in the future.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right.
All right. The next thing I want to talk about is our t-shirt store. It's taskforce-geek.creator-spring.com. You can see that right there. And the two guys who are creating t-shirts, and they're doing it, they continue to produce stuff regularly. What all do we have now? We got the logo like we have up in the top right corner.
The Spicy King,
got
the classic logo.
The retro logos.
Scott's over here.
Yeah.
The Spicy King shirt has the deconstructed old logo that I like. And then
I love that old logo, by the way.
And Steve, you created a new one last week. What was that?
That was the festival, the Task Force Geek Festival of Badassery shirt.
It's all available right now.
It's on there. It literally looks like a Pantone book threw up on a t-shirt. There's so many colors on it, but whatever. Side note, I tried to figure out a way to do the all over retro deal on a tank, but they don't have that option. So you're going to have to buy the regular one and just cut off the sleeves. There you go.
You're saying it won't print from side the entire shirt?
That's correct. They just have their limited print area. They don't. There's the one that has that goes all the way up to the sleeves and all the way down. That's that massive retro logo that I did. But then they don't have that option in the tank tops, which is unfortunate.
Have done things that I didn't even think about doing. So I mean, I promise you that they're doing as much as they can within the confines of the goodies there.
It's been fun. I'm still having fun with it. So
when we all get paid, we're going to get some t-shirts so that when we show up here, we got some t-shirts. We're waiting to get paid.
Yeah.
That makes Michelle sad.
I know.
She's
well,
so sad.
That's what you get for not calling us when you're down here, Michelle.
That's what you get for not buying toys at a toy store that you say is awesome.
Boy, and then there's that. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you gonna do about that?
Wow. All right. The last thing on housekeeping I want to say is these guys get cranky if you don't, I'm saying. Let's get some likes and shares going on, please. If you're watching this, then please share this to your feed. Now is the time. If you share a live show to your feed, that live show, your platform will become our platform, and we'll be able to reach out to new people. If you do it while we're live, then hopefully some more people will join us and ask us questions and enjoy the show. It'd be cool. And if you're watching this later on YouTube, then please subscribe and please give us a like on there too, please.
And you can still leave comments.
Please leave comments because apparently YouTube loves comments. So we get comments during the show, but after we've done the live show, it would be nice to get comments on there as well. Oh, my Lord. GG says, Mr. Hooper tonight has been the show's greatest success to date. Could not be more proud of everyone.
He's a clown.
8 minutes in, and we've already knocked
him down.
Well, that's the for tonight. We'll see you next week.
If
Yep.
you right,
See y'all later.
thanks
Shut it down.
everyone for tuning in.
Shut
Thanks
it
to
down.
Scott. Thanks to Walt.
Gigi said it was
If
a
you
great
had-
show, so we're out. See you.
If
All
you
right.
had
Let's
any
go home.
idea
We'll see
how
y'all
great
later.
the show was before we started, the show was pretty awesome.
Hey, I'd like to add on the following us and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you see something on Twitter that you think that we should talk about, give us a hashtag Task Force Geek.
That's a great idea. We are getting some shares and some stuff. I know that I put out a little notice today on the episode right here, and we got some shares and we got some love. So thanks to people who are watching on Twitter that helped us out on that. That's super awesome. All right, here's our feature presentation.
Oh,
Scott went to a convention about a couple weeks ago. It was on let's see, what was it? April 22nd through the 24th in Kansas City.
That's correct.
It is it looks like we're getting back to doing conventions again. This is a huge one. So I will turn it over to Scott and let him begin to tell you about this. And we have a slideshow.
How much do you want me to tell you? Like the whole trip?
It's the
Like
feature
what we left,
presentation.
stuff like
You
that?
do,
Okay.
do whatever. Do whatever. Man.
I don't really know any way to do these things except kind of like just kind of tell the whole trip. Me and Gary, my old buddy Gary, my old buddy Robert, we jumped in the car on a Thursday afternoon. We drove up to Kansas City. It probably wasn't until we were maybe to Edmond from Oklahoma City where we really started like railing in on Robert, teasing him relentlessly. And that was great.
So for
that's
those
kind of
who
a
don't
tradition.
know, that's basically more to Edmond is about 20 minutes.
We actually left Oklahoma City to Edmond, so it's
like 10 minutes.
Yeah. So
depending the time of day, it could be
Rob
up to
must
an
have
hour.
loved
Yeah.
So just for strangers watching this and who don't care about me.
When you're ready for the slide, so just tell me, or we can wait, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of update here. So I am 48 years old. I've known these two clowns since I was like probably before I was 13. So no matter what, there is a 35-year relationship here, and we do what guys do. We get together and we love each other, and then we like really break each other's balls the whole weekend. And usually the tradition is Robert gets it first because he's really nice about taking it, and then eventually he starts striking back at us eventually. So anyways, we drove up to Kansas. We stopped at, as traditions go, we try to hit every half-price bookstore ever because Robert loves those, and he's on the quest for every Choose Your Own Adventure book ever created and all the offshoots. He actually found...
Not a joke.
No, not a joke. He found some, I think, in Kansas City, or not Kansas City, around Wichita. We stopped at some town. It wasn't Wichita. It was right after Wichita, but we stopped there, and me and Gary had the girl.
Is there anything beyond Wichita?
There's some small town. I honestly to God think it was that little town that got hit by the tornado like about a week ago.
Oh wow.
There's Wellington and all those other little towns.
It was something like that. Anyways, we Robert was in the store, so we hurried up and ran up to the front, and we paid for our couple comics we got, and then we asked them to page our son, and then finally Robert came out, so we got to embarrass him there. Anyways, we had a good time. We went to Arthur Bryant's up there in Kansas City.
What is that?
It's a barbecue place, and it was in my opinion very magical pre-COVID. I don't know if I would say that today.
Really?
It was by far the worst or the most disappointing meal I had.
Wow.
So I don't know if
the service or the food.
No, the service was fine. The food was just okay. It was always been great before. We've always went at lunch, so maybe we got it hot off the press and everything, because there's usually always a big long line, and there was a lot of people there. It just wasn't as impressive as before, so I don't know if like something's changed, or maybe I just ordered the wrong thing off the menu this time. Doesn't matter. It still filled our bellies. So I was glad we ate there. and then we went over and checked into our hotel, which was like literally 1 block away. Like you could look out our hotel room and you could see the convention center there in Kansas City. That night, we, if you want to go ahead and start, you can see what we did on the very beginning. If you got those in the same order I sent you,
they should be.
Okay, that's fine.
Let me put this up like this. How about this?
So after we ate, we went back to the hotel just to kind of hang out. We set up the Dark Tower board game that I think I talked about on a couple of shows ago about how I got
sharp.
And how we got to play this. And
cool.
We played a scenario. We all, it was all of us versus the game. We played that type of scenario. So, and you can see the app there's on the little tablet that Jennifer let me borrow. And I happy to say that, like, at first I thought the game was going to crush us, and then we ended up like coming through and crushing the game. So that was pretty cool. We worked together and beat the game. So we were happy about that. And after that, we were kind of worn out, so we decided to go to bed. And then we got up the next morning. We went to Kolache Factory because they had one up there in Kansas.
Did you guys color coordinate for this episode, or
so? Robert decided to wear
WTF.
Gary decided to wear a red shirt, and I packed a red shirt, and I was trying not to wear a red shirt to match them, and I was feeling ugly. I was feeling like an ugly girl that day. I felt like an ugly girl that day, so I texted Jen pictures of me in different shirts. And she goes,
"You did what?"
Sometimes as a grown man, you feel like an ugly girl, so you I look
does,
fat and everything. So I sent pictures
Pokemon
to
make
Jennifer.
me look fat?
Exactly. I gave Jen like 3 options of t-shirt, and she said, "Go with the red one. You look good." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I don't look good," because I was having a bad hair day.
Yeah, you can definitely tell you're having. You can definitely tell you're having a bad hair day.
Please do not lie to us.
So that was the truth. So I went with red, and I was like, "Fine, we'll just." So as we walked to the con, of course, we took our backpacks, which is the very first time I've ever took a backpack to one of these things.
Well, that's a great idea. I don't
like being the backpack. I don't like being the backpack guy that bumps into everybody's stuff. But I had a whole bunch of sketch covers that I was taking in case I found artists that were doing.
It's always like if you don't take a backpack and you have to carry something around all the time. A backpack is a great idea.
It was very used, so I'm glad I had it.
Because otherwise, you got to rush back to your room or whatever.
Yeah, the theory being that if you don't take a backpack, you won't buy anything, right, Scott? Right?
Yeah,
no, that doesn't. My dumbass. So
does it ever work out?
The other thing that's good about a backpack is when you're standing in one of those long lines and you just happen to have one of those people who doesn't believe in wearing deodorant behind you. Keeps them away from you.
I don't like the backpack because it also emphasizes how big of a belly I have, which, like, I know I can't hide that, but it helps it poke it out more. Like, look, let's pull this shirt back so it looks like it's painted on. But anyways, our gimmick was
you don't look like the TikTok guy that. Let me ask Michelle if she knows who this guy is. There's a guy on TikTok that cracks wood. He's like a lumberjack or something, and he gets a big log, and he says, and he like starts hacking on it, and he says, "Open for me." That's what he kept saying, and he's like winking and all this sort of stuff. I wonder if Michelle's seen that guy.
Okay,
so anyway, he would look good in a backpack.
Okay,
he's the only guy who's going to look good in a backpack.
I told the guys as we were standing in line around some other cosplayers that, like, we came up that we were red shirts from Star Trek, off duty. And naturally, red shirts in Star Trek's the only clothes they have are red shirts. So we had casual red shirts on as we went to this comic convention. So off planet, So that was our gimmick. All right. So no. Anyways, this was the very first guy I ran into. I did not get as many pictures as probably I would have liked to, because I want to bug every cosplayer, and they want to be bugged. So don't. Make no bones about it. As long as you're not groping them and stuff, they worked hard on some of these costumes. So they want to take pictures. That's fun to them, and I totally get it. But I always feel like I'm bugging Gary, like, "Hey, take a picture of me. Take a picture."
Gary doesn't want in on that.
Well, and Robert, he walks 20 feet in front of us because he's always the scout. He's the first that's going to die if there's a trap. So
he's always done that.
We kept teasing him about that too. We're like, "Do you not like us? You're way up there, and we're back here." Anyways.
And he flies like an airplane.
He did not fly like an airplane at all.
Okay, he did not.
I see the requisite. Where's Waldo back there?
Yeah, there's the Waldo back there.
There's always one.
There's always one.
Oh, right there.
Anyways, this was the very first costume, and this guy got close to me and put the thing on me, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Go for it, bro." So you can kind of just go through these things slowly if you want. That's fine.
Hang on, let me see if I got. Oh, okay. I can't believe that she doesn't know who the guy with the big wood is from TikTok. I can't believe that.
Whoa, the big wood.
I don't have an account on TikTok, so it can't be me.
I'm gonna say,
Brendan
just look up my account. I'll problem solve.
Oh, there's
the largest
the
Jawa I've ever seen.
Well,
Wow.
He's on the basketball team. The Jawa basketball team.
this is a big Jawa. Actually, I'm really short here. I was about 3 foot tall.
All right. Fair enough. That's actually a pretty good outfit, though.
It is a good outfit.
Yeah, it was a really good little outfit, and I just called these people out as I saw them. We walked around the first day. This is Friday. My children knew who this character was, but
Arcane. It's Jinx from Arcane.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I thought it was a really cool costume.
It is really well done.
It is.
So I got a picture with them.
But it's like a chibi version or something, I'm going to say.
See, the guy in the red shirt back there is not one of us, even though
he looks like he's part of the crew.
You can't tell him apart. It's a red shirt backpack guy.
Like he was a spy trying to slip away. He could have gotten in with your group and disappeared.
You should have just said, "Hey, hook up with us. You're in a red shirt."
You could have replaced Gary because at first I was like,
he's got the whole routine here. He's got the backpack and the shoes. Look at
for
this.
real, I thought that was Gary behind there. And I was like, how the hell did Gary get back there? I thought I had Gary take this picture. And then I was like, Gary's not that chubby. So
he's not. He's holding it together better than some of the rest of it.
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about.
That helps.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
Keep flipping through. All right. These guys are really awesome. They're really happy that we got some pictures with them. So Batman, Harley, there's a lot of Harleys at the con like normal. A lot of Poison Ivies. So these are some people that didn't mind us taking pictures.
Those outfits are pretty good.
Yeah.
They're slick.
Is that the new Batman kit?
Who is
that Pattinson's Batman kit?
No.
No, it's not.
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna say no.
That's
Bale. Never mind. Yeah.
That's probably that's Bale's mask, but
so this is the Assassin's Creed character, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's Assassin's Creed, which is pretty good.
That's a pretty good costume.
But who is this?
I just called that person a furry. I didn't mean it like a bad way, but I didn't know what character they were. So there really was some characters that looked similar to this. And
probably something sexual, you figured.
No, I didn't mean it that way. I mean, just like an animal, granted, I know I deserve that because everything I say usually has that connotation. There was these Animorph characters that were similar to this. I assume they all hang out because there's a lot of cosplay groups out there, and they have their own.
Someone knows exactly who this is.
Exactly.
I don't know if they're watching, but this is.
If you're watching, you know who it is. Let us know.
Gary thought that was from a group that runs.
Hey,
nice. So
Static.
I had to get Static. Static was getting pictures taken by somebody locally. Static. And so I had to wait in line, wait my turn to get a picture of Static because I read the comics and stuff. So I thought that was really cool.
He's got a mask on. How
Again,
many
my
people
backpack
will wear...
is pulling up my back of my shirt, so I look even fatter. I love that. So there wasn't that many people wearing masks. Not many.
Because the last convention that we went to, which was late last year, everyone was masked. So now you're saying that it's just kind of it wasn't required?
No, it was not. I think the people that probably were probably doing it for a medical reason. They just don't want to take a chance.
Yeah,
I mean,
there will be people that will wear masks from now until the end of time.
But before all this,
which is fine.
All this plague stuff. I mean, you'd go to a con on the weekend and get con cred. So it's not. Let's not kid ourselves. This guy probably didn't.
Every other time that
this guy probably didn't get sick last Friday, like I think I did. So there you go.
Right.
I hope Ultra Sabers appreciates the free advertising.
What is? Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
What is this? What is he doing here with this?
That's what he rides around on.
Yeah, Static used to The original Static flew around on a garbage can lid
All right.
or a
Manhole. Like one of,
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the manhole cover.
The manhole
All right.
cover, not the
All right.
manhole. That's a
Oh,
That's enough.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
something
Stranger
else.
Things.
so this kid was super happy that I wanted a picture. They had they had this rigged up somewhere where they could pull like their arm out just enough to make that flower open up.
oh,
and
that's cool.
kind of growl at
You
you.
can
So
see that. You can see he's got some
Yeah.
now there's
strings.
the strings. There you go. Isn't that cool?
That's cool.
That's cool.
I think that's quite good. What? How did he get this pattern?
I don't know. There was
Because that's not a random pattern. That's actually like the character.
some really, really great costumes. There was people there that
That's
just
pretty
said,
cool.
I ain't gonna put any effort into it, but I'm gonna dress up. And that's fine too, like
Yeah, do your
So-
thing.
I don't remember the Demidog wearing Asics though.
well, that's coming.
Back in the
Season 5.
back in the 90s, 80s, 90s, there were some people that dressed up. Usually on like Saturday night, they had the big costume contest and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
around
yeah,
that
yeah,
came
yeah.
out. I
They-
think
they
that
had
the
that
cosplay stuff
At this con.
is one of the neatest things that have happened over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, that like
Just blown
everyone
up.
dresses up. I
Yeah.
mean, it's like, everyone gets a chance to get out there and do their thing. It's fun.
I mean, it's kind of an excuse to dress up. That's all Halloween's for.
Those are nice.
Yeah,
Oh, very
these
good.
are some of the best costumes I've seen in your.
Very
in your
Yeah,
good.
so we got Star-Lord and Jane Foster Thor. And I put my hands behind my back because the
No, I
guy
get it.
took the picture. I don't know if they really wanted me next to them or not. Like I got the
see.
feeling maybe I was just reading them wrong, but like the guy taking the picture kept going, y'all can scoot in together. Y'all can scoot in together. And they weren't moving. So I put my hands behind my back thinking like, okay, that's perfectly fine. We just lived through a plague. I don't care. I just want
Did
to picture.
she make that helmet?
There you go, Keanu.
I don't know.
exactly. I mean, it looks like she made the bracers.
She might have. I mean, that's what some of these costumes and
I'm
they
not
had
sure on the hammer.
they had little shops and stuff there where you could
The
buy
helmet's excellent.
really cool items as well. So
And-
like
His
Look
is really well done.
Look at
Yeah.
his stuff. Look at all this crap that he's got here.
it's pretty impressive.
I think he made the gun.
Little 3D printing action going on.
Right?
There.
I think so. Great jacket. Look at that jacket.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
I think the bag
Not-
is spot on too.
Man, seriously. That is
I want that jacket.
were they were together though?
They were together. Yes, they were together.
So they're like the Asgardians of the galaxy.
Gary was not with me at this time. So a guy asked them to take a picture.
Aw.
And I was like, I'll take your picture if you take mine. So we helped each other out. So here's the interesting thing about cons. They're not I'm speaking for me and Dirk and Walt and Steve because we're older now, right? And when we used to go to these cons,
Maybe.
early 90s, late 80s, they were only comics, old dudes, old comics. That's it. Trekkie stuff. Now they have all these little crafts areas and stuff like that. You wonder why there's so many girls at cons. I'm still not convinced they're reading a whole bunch of superhero books, although some are. They're going for all the other stuff. And I heard somebody complaining about
Manga and anime and,
Yes.
and
Yes.
video games.
I heard some people
Which is
complaining
great.
about that, but that's the same time. That's the pull for them. These were handmade items, little mushroom characters. My daughter loves mushroom things. This lady had, I want to guess at least 10 to 15 of these little things out at the beginning of the con. I went back Saturday morning. There was only one left, so I only got to get one of those for my daughters. So these little things sell, like little art prints, little creative things, like these little
Sure.
knickknacks and little boys buy action figures, little girls buy this stuff, ladies buy this stuff, just like, so.
That's been one of the best things that have changed too, is over the past 20 years that women have decided that they're into this stuff and are going to these conventions. I mean, we were begging for women to come to these.
We can
things.
thank Beanie Babies for that.
It was like a handful of women that would show up for these things. And now it's half. It's
Yeah.
easily half. It might
really
be more
is.
than half.
It really is.
It's nice.
In all honesty, the last time my mom went to a convention with me, she was all about the costumes. I mean,
Mhm.
she bought a Carmen. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego hat? She saw the hat. She was like, "That is a very cool hat." How much is the hat? Bought the hat.
Let me get to a couple of things here before you get started on this, because
this is a story.
It may be relevant to one of the questions here. The first thing, Ben said, by the way, Ben, thank you for watching. He says, nice Demogorgon. That was a really cool deal there. I like that a lot.
I just enjoy calling it a demi dog.
Nice to see you there. And Brendan says, so Scott Prime, be honest, how much money did you spend?
I'll talk about that later.
All right.
And I'll not be 100% honest.
All right. All right. Carry on. Secret Invasion.
Okay. So we're looking through comics, and nowadays all CG comic graded CGC comics, the graded comics are a big deal. Everybody has them everywhere. I saw a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #4. I think it was a 9.2 grade. A guy, without blinking, said, "How much is your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle #4?" The guy said $1,600. He goes, "I'll take it." I watched it happen. We saw it everywhere.
I sold one of those a long time ago. I didn't get $1,600 for it.
Right. The difference between comics graded or not are like a huge big deal if somebody wants it. And I still don't know if that's the way of the future, if this is just a fad. I heard a couple of vendors talking about it. They really think it's just going to be a fad because there's only so many people willing to pay, $150 for a comic that's, a collectible or something like because they cost a lot of money, and I'll get to that later about how much they are cost to just get graded itself.
To Brendan's point.
Secret Invasion, this is a sketch cover that came out when the comic Secret Invasion came out many, many years ago, which many people think that's where the MCU is headed to, right?
Yes.
I was looking through this and I go, I asked the guy, why the hell is this thing $200? And he said, well, that had a very, very low print run. And with all the speculation coming from the MCU stuff, we don't know what to, he was like, I don't know if we're really going to get $200 for it, but we know it's not going to be a ton cheaper because you can't find them anywhere. And then I about crapped my pants because
he bought it.
I had one that I bought when it came out. And during the plague, I was like, well, I'm never going to do anything with this anyways. So I drew on it. So now so it was worth $200, and now it's worth nothing.
Well, that's not necessarily true. I think you did a pretty good job on that.
I do too, actually.
I'm going to disagree with you on that.
Well, it's not worth $200, Walt. Because if anybody thinks this is worth $200, you can buy it from me tonight for $100. I'll send it to you now.
It's an original cover.
Well, it is, but I'm kind of an unknown, and you could get Jim Lee to do the other. Anyway, I had one, and I was very angry at myself.
Hey,
you know what? We just saw a convention, and I thought it was because it was the same weekend as the one you're talking about in Kansas City, where Brian Stelfreeze was doing pieces, and I was wondering how much those were going for. Someone didn't pick up one of his pieces, so we found out how much it was. He was selling it for $500 a pop. So you might be able to get Jim Lee to do that, but it's going to cost you probably double that. I'm going to guess.
Here's the thing: yours is probably worth $200. With somebody else's like famous artwork on there, yeah, you're going to pay more than $200 for it.
Anyway, that was kind of a big kick in the nads, though, right? Now I don't think, like Jennifer said, she's like, was it still there Saturday? And I was like, yeah, it's still there Saturday. She's like, nobody's willing to pay for it.
You're just waiting on that one person.
Yeah.
And he's admitting that it's speculation. If Secret Invasion becomes a big plot line in one of the MCU movies, then $200 may be low.
I mean, if there's low print. So this
Holy crud, that Chewbacca is life size.
Right. So this was Friday still. This was the Chewbacca we ran into near the. I believe this is near the end of the day. Anyways, Chewbacca. This dude was tall. You can tell because I'm 5'10", 5'11", and here we go. Now, what's funny is Saturday there was a black chrysanthemum walking around.
That's our buddy James Henderson.
There was a black chrysanthemum walking around, and I assume it was the same guy because there was also a guy walking around with very, very, very high heels and just in shorts and like a crop top. So I assume these costumes are super hot, and he was taking a break. But I don't know that for sure. So anyways, so I had to get a picture with Chewbacca because Jennifer loves Chewbacca, and I couldn't just let them walk off. So
that is a great costume as well.
And
very
correct
great.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is today or was yesterday the anniversary of Peter Mayhew passing?
It was a few days. It was a few days ago.
Okay.
It's around this area. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, random note.
No,
I mean, I think you could put that in a movie. I think it's that good.
Yeah, it's
what the what?
Okay. So this was we went to a place. We went to about 2 or 3 different places to have dinner that night, and every place
making me hungry.
The boys wanted to go to because they went to this con years ago. All these places they wanted to go to, like these sushi place and stuff like that, they were closed down because of COVID. So we had to go find out new places. So we went to this little kind of hole in I wouldn't call it a hole in the wall, but at the same time, it kind of was. We walked way farther than we wanted to. And we went into this building where you open the door and it's just steps that go straight up. And then you go eat on the second floor. And I can't remember it was called Pokey something, but this was called a Poke Bowl, which is kind of like sushi without, them wrapping it up. So I already mixed it up, which I shouldn't have done before I took my picture, but it was really, really good. We had a great time eating there. It was like, 2 doors away from the strip club. So I guess it was a really good part of town.
Hey, there's Casey Jane.
Hey, Casey Jane.
What the heck is going on tonight?
Howdy, I'm Casey Jane.
Casey Jane, you want to be on next week? I was just about to contact you. Let's do it live.
So anyways, this was my poke bowl, my first time eating it. It really is like if you took a sushi roll you liked and just smashed it up and put it in a bowl, but it was so delicious. Everything we got there, the dumplings, the little crab ragoon things, or whatever else it was that we got.
I noticed that you're not using your
Oh, dude, I am white and I just can't change that. Besides,
that's honest.
Really.
Besides, I bet if we took a time machine and went back and gave the people who were eating with sticks, and we go, here's a spoon, they're going like, holy hell, and they would start worshiping technology like a god. Yes. Now Robert then tried it, but not. Why bother? I want to feed my belly.
It's like teaching yourself something new. It's like like learning.
If it was sushi, I would have used chopsticks. If it was this bowl I'm eating, is fork or spoon. Sorry.
Right. No, it's okay.
So American.
Casey Jane is in next week. Okay, we're already booking for next week. She said she'll be 20 minutes late. And
cool.
And she's laughing at Scott with his no chopstick eating.
With his no chopstick eating.
I said I do it with sushi and stuff, but like rice, come on, get out of here. I'm hungry.
Apparently Mark is also doing booking on the show. We're booking live.
All right, you can get off there. I was just kind of showcasing.
Oh, holy snap.
So Friday night we went back to the hotel. We were talking about going to run around and do some other things, but they still in Kansas City had some places that you couldn't go into, like Insomnia Cookie. We stopped by there to get some cookies, but they wouldn't let you go into the store. So you had to order them online and wait outside for somebody to yell your number. So we said, forget that. And then we went to this little grocery store downtown, grabbed some Cokes and some snacks, and then went back to the hotel, slept. And here we are Saturday morning. We went back. This was the first thing I saw, which is this a character? Is this a Crimson Trooper?
It is, but I feel like, and I could be wrong, that I don't remember this sort of detail in it, or is
it could be something they made up, or
I don't know, but it's freaking cool.
It's super cool.
It was
I mean,
amazing.
don't get me wrong. I mean, maybe that is detailed. Does anyone want to chime in on this? That's watching, is that accurate to one of the movies or something?
Hey, I'm
I don't
gonna
know.
look it up right now.
It's screaming 3D
But
printed.
but it looks awesome.
Yes, it does.
It is
I love-
authentic. It is pretty authentic.
I love the little Mandalorian here, so I had to
Yeah,
like get
he's
that.
great too.
It's a Sith trooper, Sith trooper outfit.
It's a Sith trooper. Okay.
That's
Okay.
freaking cool.
And I mean, his outfit's pretty cool too.
So
Look, this
They got-
kid,
yeah.
dude.
yeah,
Scott, do you remember back when you talked about being Boba Fett and
As
how
a kid,
like, all day you were running around and you were the physical incarnation?
and all it
of
was
Boba
a
Fett?
plastic mat with a bib with Boba
Absolutely,
Fett on it.
we're living the dream.
I thought I was this kid, but this kid was way better
But
than
you
me.
can tell. Yeah, I didn't have anything even.
I would like
Are
to
you
take
kidding
him back in time and say, "Here's this plastic mask and a bib with your character on it. You feel like
Dude.
Boba Fett?" And he'd be
Right,
give me the finger.
he would be disappointed. But anyway,
Did
this
you
kid
have
is
did you
living
have
the dream.
the elastic band around the back with the itty bitty pinhole eye holes
Yes,
Yeah, I think
Yes.
That's what it
I
was.
hate those.
that you could not friggin' breathe in at all?
no.
Yeah.
By the way, these Sith trooper costumes are available.
That's cool.
Really?
It's probably only a couple grand.
Casey Jane says, Scott, I tell you this every week, but you are my absolute favorite human.
Oh wow!
And to your
Wow.
picture,
Favorite human?
it's clearly the Crimson Chin.
Good Lord, I look like a grandpa.
Ben's already going to be on another show. Look at that.
So just to kind of give you a contents of this, besides there was comics and booths with manga and all this stuff, there was celebrities at these cons. I'm not paying $80 to get a picture with these people or $80 to get a signature. They're just people to me. So that is not important to me. So you're not going to see any of that.
Besides the fact that you have to stand in a line for 3 hours to have that
Right.
moment,
Now,
and you have to usually pay for it, right?
Yes.
yes, what I'm saying. There was behind all those
Not
Star
my
Wars
convention.
things, there was a lot of cosplay clubs there that had things set up. So like for a $10 donation, I think it was, I could go sit on what Jabba's throne looked like, kind of like from the Mandalorian or whatever that
Okay.
was. I was thinking about doing it, but the line was just long at the time, so I didn't even bother. And I get it; those cosplay guys bring all their stuff out, so a little donation helps them keep dressing up. So I don't mind them taking donations for that. There was a Star Trek group doing the same thing. I just thought it was really cool that they really got into it with the kids. But speaking of like waiting in lines to talk to celebrities, I saw a kid run back, and I think he met somebody from like an anime show or something. That kid was the happiest kid I've ever seen in my life in that moment, because he came back and he was telling his mom about what he saw and this and that. And like he was walking on air. So I guess the $80 was worth it for his happiness. So.
I will say I go for specific celebrities.
Sure.
And of course, like I said, I've probably told the story many times before when Pee Wee Herman was in town. The first time I think it was the first time he'd ever done conventions. He spent at least 20 minutes talking to everybody in the line.
That's
He
awesome.
he wanted to know whatever he could about you in as little time as he possibly could. And kids were first. If he saw a kid in the line, he made them come straight up to the front. He spoke to kids first, every one of them. So, I mean, it depends, Unlike like William Shatner is just like, thank you for coming out. Bye.
He's been doing this a while.
He's been doing it a while, but I get it. But
Right. I'd rather go talk to the artist, so I get the same feeling.
Absolutely.
So I get it. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, like, I would never in a million years I wouldn't stand in line and pay $30 to handshake a celebrity and take a picture. That's just me. So I mean, no foul on anybody who wants to do that, but there's not going to be those pictures here. My kids, they would have wanted to do all that. So here we have Squirrel Girl and what I assume is Sweet Tooth from Sweet Tooth Show.
Okay, I didn't catch.
So
that.
I thought these were really
That's good.
cool and everything. So I took a picture of them together.
Who is this back here?
that looks like something from Fortnite.
I would say a
Yes.
Fortnite character if I had to guess.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
There was a booth selling like lightsabers where you can make up your own lightsaber and stuff.
Really?
And there's a Wolverine, and Iron Man just took his mask off. Oh,
I see a snow speeder.
Yep, they had the snow speeder and
right
Darth Vader
there.
back there. Yep.
Darth Vader.
There's another Wolverine back there.
There's
That's
another
a
Wolverine behind him.
life-size.
Yeah, some cool stuff.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
it really
yeah,
was.
yeah.
That dude looks like a Wolverine.
He does look like Wolverine. He's got
Excuse
the
me.
look.
Excuse me.
He looks a little bit
bit.
more like Dakin to me.
Yeah.
Which is Wolverine's son. But anyways.
That is a cool snow speeder there.
Thank God at the conventions, if you look in the background, you can see these signs that say like 500 or 1400 or 1500. That's how we had to pinpoint each other all weekend long.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. How big was this convention center?
It was huge.
Compared to, say, San Diego, which is like 4 football fields.
It was not as big as San Diego, but it was pretty dang big. I'd say it was a couple, I mean, like I said, we never even went on the side with the celebrities and the anime voices and stuff like that. But we walked our little fat feet off all weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. Also a good Vader.
So we knew we were leaving after Sunday. We weren't coming back, even though we bought a 3-day pass. So this was our day that we doing our final purchases and shopping and just walking around. And I swear we walked the same areas over and over and over again. Skeletor and He-Man.
Yes, you do.
I thought that's really cool. These guys were really happy to take some pictures together. Now you look in the background, you see there's pops everywhere, toys everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So I got a toy story to tell you.
Oh dear.
They had some G.I. Joe figures, the classified series, that I wanted. They had a bat there, the character, the bat, and a firefly and stuff like that. I went to this one booth, and I picked up the last bat that was there. Now, earlier in the day, this was Friday, it was $30. I walked around the booth, trying to get somebody to give me their attention so I could pay for it. Nobody gave me attention at all because the guy was too busy bragging about his old used Transformers to other people.
Walt.
So much my theory was
Is it Walt?
so much that my theory was that this item could easily be stolen from this guy because he's too busy tooting his horn.
Wow.
So I took the toy with me, and his wife was there. I'm assuming his wife also tooting his own horn about the toys as he was bragging to these other people. And I was trying to get their attention to buy the toy for $30 and leave the damn booth. Well, they made me mad because they weren't giving me any attention whatsoever. Like I went and waited in line, then I went into this other area that looked kind of like a line. Nothing. I walked to another booth with that toy in my hand to prove that they don't know that I had this in my hand. I then walked back over to Gary, who goes, "Oh, cool, you got it. I didn't see you pay for that." And I said, "No, I didn't." He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "I've been trying to pay for this, but nobody will give me attention." I could have walked off with it. I was like, that's what I told him. I was like, how many toys got stolen from this booth today? Because obviously I could take this toy. And he goes, "Well, I know you're not going to do it." And I said, "I know I'm not going to do it either, but boy, I want to punish the stupid." Then I walked back over there. Now the thing was $30, right? I walked back over there. I cut kind of into their conversation.
John says dealers these days.
Yeah.
I cut into the conversation and say, "Hey, can I pay somebody for this?" And they're like, "Yeah." Then they told me it was $35 all of a sudden. And I said, "Never mind." And I walked off. And the whole time, Evil Scott in my head's going, "You could have just had it for free.
Could have just walked off with it.
Ah.
Hey, on a side note,
Evil Scott existed, like you guys think I'm mean, but if Evil Scott existed, like I would have had a bat toy. That's for sure.
That takes me back to our old comic idea about doing the con thugs, about guys who go to conventions, and the comic about guys who go to conventions and steal stuff.
Me and Gary had a big long conversation. Legit, you could have a rift where you could go talk to the guy about his old toys while somebody else is filling their pockets.
Hey, that's a story right there. We got it.
Yeah, there we go. Anyways, Loki, I had to get somebody else was taking pictures of Loki, but my daughter loves the Loki, doesn't like the girl Loki, but anyways, she's not a fan of the girl Lokis in the series. She hates that character. But anyways,
these are good outfits.
These are really good outfits too.
Love the girl Loki, by the way, so your daughter can just, step aside.
My daughter has a
She
crush
doesn't like the.
on Hiddleston, and when he kissed himself,
Oh.
that broke her heart. So that's the
Who else is going to put up with Loki?
only
besides
Loki.
Only Loki's going to put up with Loki.
Come on. Come on.
Yes.
So we saw Thanos walking around, and I immediately go, Thanos, I need a picture. He must have just got to the con because we caught him just coming up the escalator. He was so happy. He goes, yeah, we sure can. I mean, that guy wanted to take like a photo shoot with me. He's like, you want to do some other poses?
He wanted to go to another location? Or?
Oh, God. Yes. He was so excited. Probably, maybe I was the first person to, get crazy and want to take pictures.
Did he
with
say
Thanos.
that he was going to show you his Infinity Glove?
He called it the gauntlet. And he said he only had 2 gems with him at the moment. So anyway, so I got some pictures with Thanos. I love this picture. The guy was super nice. So great costume once again.
And again, look at the work that was put into this series.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the expression on that girl's face back there behind you, like,
Yeah. Really?
John says Fisto.
It's like,
Oh, this girl?
yeah.
What's her problem?
He is so 48.
She's like, who's that grandpa?
Look at that little dude.
I've turned the coin. I don't know if this exists, but if there's like MILFs and GILFs, I'm going to be a GRILF, which is like a grandpa. I would like to.
Really?
I'm onto something.
I mean,
But I'm not a
All right.
grandpa.
I think we're done here for tonight.
what is this picture?
Okay.
Please help us with this picture.
Funny story to me, but maybe not anybody else. But there was a fairy at the con who was walking around. So there was a girl in a fairy costume, and she was really she really wanted everybody to look at her and acknowledge her, and she kind of wanted you to bump into her so she could start a conversation with you and then talk to you about how you're not wing conscientious because she had fairy wings on. True story, because we saw it multiple times. This is the line for the cheesecake line to get cheesecake on a stick. Me and Gary decided.
Where are you going with this, Scott? Scott Prime?
The fairy was way up in line on us, and she got tired of waiting.
I'm near the censorship button.
Dump.
She finally had enough, and she got out of line. And I'm not kidding. Like, we're sitting there watching the fairy lady walk back, and Gary turns his head like this and goes, "You snooze, you lose," just like that. And we laugh. And when we turn around, you see how much room is between us and the man with the diamond jacket, right?
Right.
This person needed cheesecake more than us. And either they thought there was a break in the line, or they thought, well, these losers who are saying you snooze, you lose, I'm cutting in front of them. So this
I'm gonna go with the latter. I'm gonna go with the latter.
Wow.
You snoozed and you lost.
You lost.
So, at the time, I was like, I'm going to take a picture about this and put it on Facebook. And then I didn't put it on Facebook, but I'm sharing here because I think it's funny because we turned around to make fun of somebody leaving the line. And then this person jumped in front of us. And then when the cheesecake guy, see the guy scroll in, see the guy right there?
This guy here?
This guy in the background here.
This guy.
The ball cap right there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
He was working for the booth, and he was selling this fruit, this drizzled fruit. And when he came up to us, he goes, "Anybody want drizzled fruit?" And we were like, "No, we'd like some cheesecake on a stick. If you want to go get some for us." And he goes, "Sure." So we got our cheesecake before this lady. We tipped him.
Nice.
The cheesecake
Well
on the
done,
stick
Scott.
was freaking amazing, by the way. So
Justice.
we got a pretzel at the con too, which was awful trash. But the cheesecake on the stick, top notch cheesecake. Or maybe I was just hungry.
I like what the big convention that I went to in Dallas. I liked paying $8 for a regular Chick-fil-A sandwich.
They had Chick-fil-A there.
That was wonderful.
I got 2 teas and a Chick-fil-A sandwich, I think, for $12. It really wasn't super expensive like I was expecting. So next picture.
A
lady ever watched
I think you look thin in your pics.
Oh God.
How about that?
Wrong.
How about that? Ashell needs to go to the optometrist immediately.
Yep.
Hey, a Gorn.
A Gorn, right? Yeah, you never see a Gorn. So this was in the cosplayer section again. They had, that scenery back there that you could go get sit back there with the Gorn and get a picture taken. There was this stuff set up everywhere. Some, like I said, some places asked you to give a donation, and some of them suggested it. So I just thought this was cool because you never see a Gorn from Star Trek.
I
And
agree.
a Gorn officer of all things. You know what I mean?
A Federation officer, even.
The rifle is awesome. And there should, by this time, they should probably have Gorn officers, right?
Yeah.
think?
Agreed.
Maybe.
In the post next generation era.
So I call this one fish, two dumps. No, I'm joking. No. These guys were walking around and they were more than happy that I asked them to get a picture.
Now this is Poison Ivy.
That is actually Poison Ivy.
Okay.
Somebody else thought that was Mira as well. There's not.
That's what I thought at first. Yeah. Okay. Because you got the green and the red hair.
At this point, I was trying not to bug people, so I was just asking, like, "Can I just take a picture of you?" And he's like, "Don't you want to get in here?" And like, almost demanded it. So I was like, "Sure, I'll get the hell in there." So, anyways, those are really cool costumes too. So
his outfit is pretty good here.
Yeah,
no, it's not bad.
All right. I think this one might be out of order. Click the next one, Hoop. All right. So there was a comic. Well, there's many comics. And I believe this, I don't know for sure. Walt, look up Impact Comics and look up the Black Hood comic. And I think this is the artist who did it, if you don't mind while I talk. So back in the 90s, when they did Batman the Animated Series on TV, there was a Batman animated series comic book that came out, Batman Adventures.
Yes.
It was drawn for a long time. It was, written. Oh, who's the guy who's famous and we should know his name? Bruce Timm, or
yes.
And the artist at the time was Mike Parobeck,
creator of Harley Quinn.
Mike Parobeck, he passed away, 20 years ago or so, but he was a great artist. His inker was Rick Burkett, who did that series for many years. He inked other things as well. I'm pretty sure he worked for Impact Comics. He's drawn some other comics here and there along the way, but he's really known for the Batman animated series stuff, the Superman Adventures stuff, all that. He was there at the con, and let me tell you something. If you don't want to spend $80 to get an autograph from a celebrity or a picture with a celebrity, which would be $160, you can try to go to Artist Alley. And good luck on finding. There's some people that will sell stuff for less, but there was a lady named Sabine Rich who works, I think, does some colors with Frank Cho and stuff, is what Robert told me. She was already sold out of doing sketches, and hers started at $350. and there was Howard Chaykin was doing only quick head sketches. I think he was charging $75. I think.
Oh, I'd love to have a Howard Chaykin.
I think Richard Case was doing sketches for like $150. There was some
Richard
great
Case,
talent
that's
there.
cool.
Yeah, I almost got a picture from him, but then I seen Rick Burkett there, and so what I have there is there's it was called Ultimate Comics, which is a comic store who got to design their own covers for some Marvel exclusive comics. They did a blank cover of the latest, like a Fantastic Four from a couple months ago, but they got to use the banner from John Romita Sr. that he drew way back for Marvel's 25th anniversary. Now, the idea was I was going to try to go to the con. I was going to try to meet John Romita Jr., his son, and see if he would do a sketch of his father on there. But I realized quickly that like the line was so long for John Romita Jr. and the chance to get him to
kind of a big deal.
was probably almost nothing, because he booked up like 10 spots that you could like have a lunch with him, and he would pre-draw a sketch for you, and it was like $550 or something. So anyways,
I found him. And Rick Burkett, he was the penciler and the inker for the Black Hood Impact Comics.
So I've known him.
Very cool.
I've known him as an artist for a long time. Anyways, I was really happy to see him. He was only for this Fantastic Four. If you'll go back to the last picture, you can see it closer. So I gave it to him on Friday. he said, what do you want me to draw? And at first I said the Thing, and then I thought about it, and me and Gary was talking, and I was like, let's do Dr. Doom. So that's his version of Dr. Doom. This was only, I tried to pay him $100 because that's how much I thought it was for a color ink sketch. And he said, no, that's for full body shots. He said he refused for me to give him $100.
Wow.
So I gave him 80 and said, just keep the 5 as a tip because I don't have any change. Let's not argue about it. He goes, okay. So,
Wow.
so he did this picture, and here's the next story on like a crazy purchase that maybe I wouldn't do.
Next slide. You want me to go to the next slide?
No, I don't think. No, let's
okay.
Keep it right here. So immediately after getting this, I thought, why not? I'm gonna go get this graded. I'm gonna go get a picture graded by him. It's an original sketch graded at CGC. So I immediately took it over there, and to get a comic graded, they have to see the artist do it. Both the guys at the booth said, we can't confirm he finished this. Well, first when I brought it over there, they go, oh, I saw Rick working on this. This is amazing. And I was like, okay, I want to get graded. Oh, well, we can't confirm because we didn't pick it up from him. So then I was like, long story short, I said, oh, yeah, I was just showing it to you basically. And I was like, he hasn't even signed the date yet on this picture because it's not finished. So I took it back to him. He put the date on it, and I had to have a CGC guy come over there and take the piece of work from him so they can confirm that he officially did it, which I get because
it's probably
if they let anybody get away with it, you know somebody else out there is really going to try to cheat the system. So I get it.
So if I meet Joe Quesada on the subway and I hand him the deal and he draws a great picture for me, it doesn't matter.
That's what I said. They said, anytime you want to get a sketch cover or something signed and it's important to you, you leave it at the booth and we go pick it up so we can confirm from them.
That's a protest there.
It's so big business that to get it graded without knowing what the grade's going to be. Now, this is a comic I never opened up, so it should be a 9.8, 9.6, 9.4. It costs $95 because it's a certain comic. It's signed, it's drawn, and they have like all these things to get this thing in case. Now,
I mean, that's more than you spent on the comic and the art.
I probably shouldn't have done this, but I was in the moment, and I just said, let's do it. And I went over there and got it done, and I don't even own it. So this is the best, closest picture I have of my picture, and I'll probably get this in like 5 months from now. But anyways, I'm going to have a graded sketch. And at first I was mad I did.
So wait a minute. So they hold on to it?
Yeah, they hold on to it.
And then put it in a case.
And then they're going to grade it, put it in a case.
Oh, my Lord.
Certificate of authenticity, and they're going to ship it back to me. So it was $95 with shipping and everything. So if you want to grade your comics, they're expensive. And that's why most comics,
I had no idea.
Even if they're not worth that much, they usually ask for, anywhere from $75 to $150 on low end stuff because it costs so much just to grade the thing. So It's a different world with the CGC stuff. So anyway,
I remember during the Dallas convention that I went to.
Yeah. Hard pass.
Yeah.
That Gary got something signed. It was like, what's killing the children or something like that.
He got something is killing the children. He got signed by Jay Lee. He walked
it right over to the, yep.
And he got very lucky that guy over there saw Jay Lee sign something, and he walked back over there, and they confirmed it. Otherwise, it would have been null and void.
I'll be damned. Well, I was kind of wondering because that is a new thing.
Well, I was just thinking, like, as soon as
a little bit like a racket.
Yeah, as soon as I got this thing paid for, I was like, I could have got another one done for him for the same price with a different character. And then Sunday and Monday, I realized Rick is 70 years old, so like. I got something cool. I anytime I see these type of the old Marvel 25 anniversary covers, I still love collecting them and getting them in new condition and stuff. So like, I'm okay with it. I mean, maybe I was crazy in the moment. Maybe I was hallucinating. Who knows? This is Anna Marie Cool. She is the artist that used to do Elvira comics when they were published by Claypool Comics in the 90s.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I
I'm
remember
pretty
that.
sure she's done some Barbie comics for Marvel for real. And I know she did some Peter Pan, like the Hook series when Hook was a movie. They did the movie adaptation.
All right.
Look down at the bottom there.
Yeah.
That is she said she did a few pages in the adaptation, and Charles Vess inked her stuff. Like for some reason, he
Charles
wanted
Vess.
Yeah, you can see it right there. Charles Vess. It even says that on there. He wanted to ink her pages for some reason. Now, maybe it's because, 25, 30 years ago.
Where does it say?
She was
Oh,
a
right
hot
there.
mama. Yeah, and Charles Vess wanted to, talk to the young hot lady. I
Well,
don't know.
right.
But she did not have those for sale. She just had those to show off. And if you look off to the other side, you can see the Vampirilla. Not Vampirilla. I'm sorry. Elvira comics.
Those look great, by the way.
And she had some pages there. She had some pages with Trump when he was drawn into the comic. And I really meant to buy one. They were only $50. She said she can't sell them because nobody likes Trump. But anyway, go figure. When I saw her doing sketches.
Is that a print?
Yeah, that's a print she was selling.
Okay.
I believe, if I remember right, this is the best value of the weekend. She was doing color sketches.
Look at that piece. That's really nice.
For $30. So I went and I had another blank cover of this Fantastic Four, and I brought it back to her. And I think I was her first customer of the day because she was so happy. Like, at first when I go, "You're only doing them these for $30?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "I'll be right back." And you could see the air kind of go out of her, like, "Sure you are, buddy." But then I came back and I said, "Can we do like Elvira in a Fantastic Four uniform?" And like me and Gary came up with that. And she said, "Sure, I'll try that." And as you see there, and I got some other pictures of it, but she was really happy to, do it. And it was awesome.
Cool.
It's very cool.
That's a nice little crossover there.
And to be honest, I've never read a Elvira comic, and I've heard of them, and I know of Claypool Comics, but like I was really happy to get this done, and the picture's really good, and I'm proud of it. So
I agree. I think you did well there.
It's pretty cool when you hire somebody to do your picture, and they're like showcasing,
and they appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
And if I see her again, I'm going to get another picture drone brought.
Absolutely,
for sure.
I like
definitely.
I think I have. So we were leaving the con Saturday, and I took this one for Hoop because I figured he would like a little Grogu to walk around with him. So here you go, Hoop.
That would be awesome.
This girl's, wavy, thin, and she's got blue hair. So I figured you were all into this. So this one's for you, buddy.
She's got the Grogu ears going with her Mandalorian. She's walking with her Mandalorian.
Right.
Oh,
his costume was really cool.
That checks all the check marks.
It hurt me.
I think you like that, so
I do.
I think we're going to talk here. I don't remember what's left here. There's not many pictures. There's the sketch hover again by her, so really cool. So here,
what up with this?
So, quick story here.
The green tag is all I see.
I don't know if I really want y'all to zoom in on that. I did not pay that much for it, but I really did not pay that much for it. So
400 bones.
So I wanted. This is right before I started buying comics, and back when I was younger, I don't know why I never bought a copy of the first appearance of Beta Ray Bill because I love the character.
Yeah.
I think probably back then it was probably $6 and I didn't want to spend $6, when you can buy 10 comics. Anyways, I never had a copy of this. And I'm pretty sure it was like 3 years ago, me and Jen were at this, or it was within the last couple of years. We were at a place in Edmond who
had a copy of this.
Had a graded copy of first appearance Beta Ray Bill, and they are asking $200 of it. And I was like, there's no way I can spend that much money. And really this turned into being, you only live once thing. And I'm tired of watching my money. So I was going to pull a little bit out of savings, and I made the guy an offer. And actually I asked him how much what's the lowest he would take. And I said, and I'm not good at negotiating, so you're just going to have to name your price. And he gave me a price, and then he gave me a price if I had cash. And so I went out and I got cash and we made the deal. And I don't know if this long term is any investment at all, but I have
But it's yours.
that it's gonna. All I know
Has
is
Beta Ray Bill showed up in the MCU yet?
not yet, but I've already I
Dude,
saw
don't
an
you
ad
think
that they're trying to cast his voice already.
Don't you?
So-
What's that?
I saw a thing that they were speculating on who's going to do his voice.
I mean, I wouldn't be entirely surprised. I mean, if we don't see him in the next
He was hinted at in the last
Thor
movie.
film.
You know, he was hinted at in the last Thor movie.
In which case, however much ridiculous amount of money that you spent on this thing might have been a good investment.
Either way, I started with the guy that had the top grade there. There was another one that was a 9.4, and there was another one that was a 9.2. So I started with this guy, and we made a deal. And I don't know long term if this is good or bad, but I do know that this is a comic that at least my kids will not go sell for a grilled cheese sandwich after I die. So, like, they'll at least look at this and go, "Oh, this must be special because it's in a case."
Right.
So. Again, I wish I would have just bought the one me and Jen saw, a couple of years ago for $200 because I think it was a 9.6 or a 9.8. So there you go. That's what happens sometimes when you wait too long on stuff. And again, I was like, I've never spent this much money on a comic ever. And I buy a lot of goofy things, but I've never spent this much money. But
that is,
I thought,
but
why
you know
not?
what? That's a good one. That's a good one.
that's a cool one, though.
So I
I
got
like
something
that.
I kind of wanted, and we had fun with it. And I'm waiting now for my car to get in a wreck or need new tires or something because that's how life usually works. After you
Right, you're going to get punished.
buy
spending a little extra
something
money.
fun or stupid, you get punished right afterwards. So.
I look at
John?
that and all I see is an excuse for my wife to commit murder. One.
Well,
It's like
what's funny about that.
it's like evidence.
Oh yeah.
In
yeah.
the trial.
I was
that
talking about
9.6 would be thrown right out the door because it'd be all blood splattered.
God love Jen because she is wonderful for me and terrible at the same time. Because if I would have done this with my ex-wife, like trying to buy something, do you need that? Do you need that? And Jen
Dude,
she's the
how
best
ironic
sidekick
is
ever.
that?
Oh, I
That
know.
your stupid crap. I'm about to go off.
Nah, don't.
Oh,
My kids might watch it. It's still their mother.
One
Anyways,
of those damn precious moments, pieces of shit.
oh,
Effing house.
oh.
nah, there's so much stop. Anyways, I told Jen I was thinking
Let
about
me
making
take a drink of
crazy-
water.
I told Jen on Friday day, I think I was talking to her on Friday night, like I'm thinking about buying this, and she kind of gave me the encouraging, like, just spend what you think you can and try to have fun. Jen is always like that. We never go to the comic store and she goes, "Do you really need that board game? Or do you really need that pile of comics?" And she's the best sidekick ever. So like she's probably sitting at home right now going like, "Oh, great. So you're blaming me for this." But it's not like I didn't pay my bills, to get this. But so I pulled some money out of
Dude,
savings.
you gotta
I
have
bought some
a
for
little
myself.
fun now and then.
Well, you go to so many of these cons, and most of the time I hit the dollar
Jennifer's
boxes.
laughing.
I hit the dollar boxes and get 50 comics for $10 and stuff like this, and
Yeah.
maybe one little toy thing or something. So I kind of wanted just something, and maybe it's a little speculation, but I did not pay $400 for this, but I did not pay less than $300 either. So, anyways, moving on.
A lesser man would ask if you were high.
Well, I guess maybe I was. I did have cheesecake, so.
Yeah,
baby.
John says that the second
cheesecake does
season
all
of
the time.
What If would be a good place for Bill to show
I
up.
agree.
That would be great. I still think that we got a good chance in the next Thor movie.
Well, they
And
hinted at
John
him.
thinks I need to drink something stronger. I'm up for that.
They hinted at Beta Ray Bill in the last Thor movie. Anyway, he was one of the
Exactly.
past champions, along with the Man Thing of all things.
Yeah, the man thing. That's right.
So
What
Is that
else
all the pictures?
No, I think we got more, man.
Oh.
This is probably we
It's
still have.
Saturday night.
What the heck is happening here?
Well, here's the deal. When you take the pictures, you never can be in the pictures. So like when I die, like if Gary and Robert die before me at their funeral, I can put like pictures of them in there. But if
Yes.
I die before them, they're not going to have any pictures of me. So
I
here's
got
the
you.
one with looking up my nose.
I'm usually the guy who's taking pictures, so I
I think I have another one in there somewhere. So we played the G.I. Joe deck building game in the hotel, and we got utterly crushed by Cobra. So we lost that game, and I mean, we got crushed.
Wow.
Really,
You
really.
played this in the hotel. Even
Yeah.
during your vacation, you're playing these games.
Yeah, I played a couple more games on a trip.
Did
so,
you
yeah.
pick that up there? Or did
No,
you
no,
take
no,
it?
no. I brought it with me. There was only one booth selling board games there. There was a
Really?
booth that had some old board games, and I couldn't find it Saturday. I don't know why I couldn't find it Saturday. I was like lost, but I couldn't find the booth. Legit. So maybe I was high. I don't know, but I couldn't find the booth, and they had a good condition Mr. T game. They wanted $25 for, and I
Like
should
from
have
the 80s?
Oh,
Yeah.
that would have been cool.
That's $25 that should have been put
Wow,
down.
I don't even know
Yeah, I should have just bought it Friday.
what
but
is
that's okay.
what is the premise of the Mr. T game?
I don't know. It's one of those old crappy Milton Bradley
Who
games.
cares? It's got Mr. T.
Dude, I would love to play the Mr. T
Can I
game.
have some Mr. T cereal?
They also had a Fantastic Four one. And I was going to check to see if they
Thank
had
you,
all the
Mr.
pieces,
Breakfast.
and maybe buy both of them, but I didn't.
I had to say that.
Sorry, Walt and I
Here
are
we
on a tangent here.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go.
Hey, Steve.
That's a little clearer. What
Stop
is
it.
going
Stop
on
it.
down there?
I think they're
Stop
high.
it.
We went off on our own little Mr. T tangent
Good
there.
Lord.
Don't eat Mr. T's cereal, the little.
That's what I was getting out of. Can I have some Mr. T cereal?
No, fool.
It was at going back to the Pee Wee Herman, Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Oh yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Breakfast.
That was Big Adventure.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God.
Can I
Walt
have
decided
some
to correct
Mr.
you
Cereal?
on
Ron says he
something?
pities the
Pee Wee
fool
Herman?
that passed up on that deal.
Speaking of which, I do believe there's one of those streaming services has the old Mr. T cartoons on it. I think Tubi. It's on Tubi.
I think it's
We
Tubi.
watched
I
it because
thought
we
the
had
other day.
to. Anyways,
So-
overall, the con was fun. It is way different, but there's still something there for everybody. To be honest, we probably hit 50% of the stuff that was really on the floor because that's what interested us. And so you can go and have a lot of fun.
You did the stuff that I enjoy doing, which is talking to the creators and
I
you know,
talked
that
to Howard
sort of
Chaykin.
and
talked
really
to
the
Richard Case, so I talked
did
to,
you?
Yeah, I did. And we talked to Phil Hester, the artist who did
Yeah, I love Phil
and
Hester.
Andy Parks. I almost got a sketch from them,
Wow.
but they were, I got, 2 sketches and a Beta Ray bill for the price. I could have got like 2 sketches from somebody else and stuff.
Right.
And I don't fault them for that. Your worth is what your worth is. Everybody was busy, so they didn't go home starving. That's for dang sure. So,
All right. That's good.
was
Does
fun.
it feel like conventions are kind of back again? I mean,
it was pretty busy. I would say so. There was a cosplay ball that night. Obviously, we didn't go to that, but there was a cosplay ball. There was other little workshops and stuff like that. There was even an area for the kids that we wandered on, kind of in the craft section, if I remember correctly, on Saturday, where they had little ceramic like unicorns and stuff that the kids could paint. My youngest daughter would have loved something like that. And there's a con coming up, Fan Expo, I think, in Dallas in late June or mid-June.
Yeah.
And talking
Fan
about
Expo.
we might not have a family vacation because Dad spent money on Beta Ray Bill. Instead of going,
we've got Anime Fest and,
Yeah.
Right.
and
we might take the family down there for a day and just kind of pal around Dallas and be nerds, so.
Is Akon still here, Walt?
Akon is still
I've-
here,
I've
but
been to
I don't-
Akon a few times. Is that still around?
Yeah.
usually Akon is usually around this month. So
Yeah, I think it comes up pretty quick. If it is on, let me look. I think it is. But yeah, Fan Expo is in June.
June.
Oh yeah.
And
So is Akon actually. It's June 3rd through the 5th.
Doug Wood, who
Yeah.
has been on the show several times, he just tweeted out.
Friend
"Did
of the show.
Did you guys go to Planet Comicon? I'm going to be mad at myself if I missed y'all. We missed you, Doug. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Elon Musk, if you're watching, back when
Sorry, left turn there.
Twitter, back when Twitter killed Periscope, it took the ability of us to get comments from Twitter through StreamYard. Please fix that.
Yes.
Please fix that. We've had comments tonight from Facebook, and we've had them from YouTube, which is awesome, but we're not getting them from Twitter. Please fix that issue, Elon Musk. Thank you.
Right after you buy MTV and start putting on videos again.
I think that's a great idea. I love that idea.
My biggest complaint about the con is I had to pay $80 for a weekend pass, which I know you guys are going to say that's not much.
I'm about to say that doesn't.
But once
Not
with
at
the
all.
fees and taxes kicked in, it was $100, and they already charge everybody for the booths and everything else. I know they have to make their money, but golly, it just feels like you're getting fleeced. And buying a 2-day pass was impossible because it was 1 penny less than buying a 3-day pass. So whatever. I know, old man. I'm an old white guy. Oh no, I complain about everything. Well, I'm complaining about
No, that's a legit complaint.
I think that tracks. All right, we're moving on to the next subject. Here it comes.
Gabber. Need more Gabber.
Somebody scream.
This is a subject that might actually get us some hits, which is talking about Amber Heard and Aquaman 2. Today, in the New York Post, of all things, that's like a legitimate paper, the 36-year-old actress who is currently embattled in a hefty trial with ex-husband Johnny Depp has very little screen time in next year's follow-up to the 2018 DC.
Her actions made her shit the bed. I had to get that in before.
You went right in there. You went right for it. Apparently, she has very little screen time in next year's follow-up, according to film journalist Grace Randolph, who has a rep for breaking this type of comic book flick scoop, which was originally reported by TMZ. Heard, who plays Mera in the Aquaman of the Lost Kingdom alongside Jason Momoa's Aquaman, will see, quote, less than 10 minutes of screen time, unquote, in the sequel. The news comes as a petition continues to circulate online that calls for Heard to be axed from the film altogether, which has the petition has reached 3 million signatures now over the course of the trial here. Who wants first on this? I just want a little comment from you guys. What's your take? Should she be in the film?
I'll go real quick.
Please.
If she has the role, I know this is, I don't know how really destructive or a bad person she is because I don't keep up with the hype and the trial and all that stuff. But I think, I mean, imagine if everybody knew or could have an opinion.
All your dirty laundry.
All your dirty laundry. Like my life is not perfect whatsoever. And if you knew everything about me, only a few people do, you might not be friends. And you'd be like, Scott doesn't deserve to go work tomorrow because he does this and he does this and he does this. I mean, like, really, I guess that's the price you pay for fame. But at the same time, you know, like, I don't want to feel sorry for these millionaires, but at the same time, like, we're not supposed to know all this stuff, really. I mean, they don't know everything about you when you file for a divorce or
certainly not.
You go crap in somebody's bed or you do
like a random event.
I know
that
people
someone might do
legit on somebody's house and they don't keep, nobody complains and gets him or her fired from their job. So I'm just telling you, like,
that happens more often than you think. But
we all poop, so yeah, I bet it does.
No, I mean getting somebody fired from their job over something like that. I mean,
go ahead.
My first opinion on this is I really don't care, but I also find it funny because initially she's the one who got this whole thing is what got Johnny Depp removed from the Harry Potter prequels. So You
Well,
know,
from that angle, it is funny. Yes,
it is funny because it's all come back.
It has.
But as far as like wanting to know all these little details, you know, I mean, I didn't care about the details. All that didn't need to be put out there. But, you know, again, these are rich people problems.
They certainly are. Steve, what do you think?
I don't have an opinion on this. I really don't. I mean, I tend not to. Well, that's a total lie. I was about to say I don't meddle in the affairs of celebrities, nor do I read it at all. But it's a non-starter for me. I don't know. This is more the he said, she said type stuff.
It is.
I wasn't there. I don't know. So I'm just kind of.
You're going to wash your hands of it.
Yeah, I really am. I mean, well, just it's one of those wait and see type things again, because I wasn't there. Again, I haven't heard anything about it.
I mean,
I
none
don't
of us
know.
were there.
Yeah,
And
so I can't have an opinion on something I wasn't involved in.
And in all honesty, I really didn't care for the Aquaman movie to begin with. So,
wow,
you know, I mean, if anything, that good.
Michelle must not be watching because we've mentioned Jason Momoa several times and she hasn't.
No, we haven't mentioned Jason Momoa yet. But
I did during this story.
Just now. But
and we're talking about Aquaman, and therefore,
I mean, if anything,
Momoa.
I didn't care for her character in the movie. So her being in the movie 10 minutes is, you know, no sweat off my skin.
Right.
I think Black Manta needs his own movie all to himself because that character was the only character I liked in that movie. But you know,
his voice was not right.
This is true.
I wanted the 70s Black Manta voice, please.
We all do.
Oh, hey, you know
what? We love that character on the Super Friends.
You know what else I want? You know what else
I don't know. That's right. That wasn't the only reason. I thought he was one of the coolest looking villains ever.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know what? Speaking of that voice, wouldn't it be cool? Robot Chicken, I hope you're watching. A conversation between Black Manta and Soundwave.
Please.
Just a conversation.
Please.
John
Immediately.
says that the traffic around that trial has been crazy.
I gotta think that's right. And it's all news outlets. News.
And Ashell apparently was like kind of listening because there she heard the magic.
Those ears went up.
She heard the magic word.
She was
we were talking about mimosas, not Momoa.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you
go. My take on this is like, you know, you remember the movie Dirty Rotten Scoundrels? Like everyone in that movie is terrible to each other.
Yeah.
I think that this relationship was probably equally bad on all angles. However, the twist is that, yes, she put out her little diatribe and got him fired from the Fantastic Beasts deal and probably got him fired from the Pirates of the Caribbean movie and anything else that he's going to be in. So turnabout is fair play here. They pulled the trigger on removing him from this stuff. It's very clear that she was equally as bad, potentially worse than he was. So, you know, replace her in this movie. That's my thought.
As brilliant as I think Johnny Depp is as an actor, I really do. I mean, he is a weird.
Oh yeah, he's a great actor.
He is a great actor. As weird and as much of a great actor as he is, if he was to not do another movie again, it probably wouldn't even hit my radar screen.
You're right.
No, they're going to do another Pirates, and it's going to star Harley Quinn, the girl who plays Harley Quinn. I can't remember her name. And it's going to fall flat on its face because it's not going to have Johnny Depp in it. I mean, you know, love him or hate him, Johnny Depp was the reason why those Pirates movies did so well. That's why they had to keep bringing Jack Sparrow back because
he became Jack Sparrow after
he kind of did.
Yeah,
he kind of did become Jack Sparrow.
That's Margot Robbie.
Look, Margot Robbie. Thank you. Look, I love Margot Robbie, but she can't carry that film on her own. I'm sorry.
No,
we showed her boobs.
She's not going to do that.
I'd say a lot of people would go to the movie.
She's not going to do that, Scott.
I need a Harley Quinn standalone because I really do think that she could carry a 2.5 hour or 2 hour, 2.5 hour movie.
I agree with you.
Well, we've already got Kaylee Coco doing the voice for the Harley Quinn series, so.
I think she's done well enough with Harley Quinn to earn herself a feature film.
That Harley
Quinn
series is Awesome.
Yeah,
All right. Have we beat this to death?
we've beat it to death.
All right. Let's get on.
Beat the crap out of it.
Let's get
Oh,
on.
wait, is there a massive pun going on there? I think maybe.
Don't put it on me, Steve. On my bed.
All right. We're going to go on
Whatever
to
it is, it's all
the
good.
next
This conversation's got
topic.
logjam. Let's move on.
I know that several of us have mentioned this. I just want to say it on the show because I feel like it was a big deal to lose Neal Adams. Most people know who Neal Adams is. If you don't know, he was the Batman artist in the 70s. I remember when I was a kid, like everything, all the merchandise that they had Neal Adams artwork on it. I mean, it was just,
Everything
he
was Neal
probably,
Adams.
and honestly, because he did that artwork for whatever they call it, work for hire or whatever, he probably didn't get any kickbacks on all of this stuff, which is why he went off and created, what was it, Continuity?
Continuity Comics.
And then also went on from there to be mentors to some of the biggest people in the 80s and 90s, and went on further to work for creators' rights for comic creators, and was instrumental apparently in helping Siegel and Schuster get a little piece of that Superman pie on down the road, because they created that guy and they were making big time movies and stuff, and they weren't really getting a lot of recognition and a lot of cash money. So anyway, he helped them out with that. But just would anyone like to say anything about the contributions or your thoughts about Neal Adams?
Oh man, I mean, like you said, just about everything. Well, his version of Batman is the version that we all know and love as far as the comic book goes. I mean, there's the Adam West Batman, everybody loves the TV Batman, but as far as what everybody
He kind of
draws,
defined Batman
he's the one that defined
for 20
modern
or 30 years, I would say.
Yeah. He's the one that defined the modern Batman that we all know and love right now. So, I mean, you got to give it up to him. I mean, and at one point in time or another, all of us artists have tried to mimic his art style, and a lot of people out there to this day
failed.
Try to mimic his art style. I mean, there's very few people that are close.
I definitely looked at his stuff to learn what the heck he was doing.
Yeah,
and I still can't.
Yeah,
if I could do just half as good as Neal Adams, I would be in great shape.
Neal Adams, to me, when I got into reading comics, I found his comics we had a gas station in Choctaw called Save a Stop that actually, for whatever strange reason, carried Continuity Comics. And so we could go buy them off the rack there. So that was the only place we knew to get them, because when we even traveled to the comic store, we didn't see them there. We had to get them through the actual gas station. And there was comics like Armor and Silver, I think it was Silver Streak, or I think Silver Streak was the sidekick with Armor. The main other character was Megalith, and then there was like a shaman thing, a toy boy.
You're doing a good job on this.
Well, I'm also looking here. There's a Valeria the She-Bat. I'm telling the titles that they sold. There was a title called The Revengers, which was all the heroes, and there was a character that I fell in love with because it was kind of like one of my earliest, independent comics that I felt like I was reading was Samurai, which was like a female samurai, blah, blah, blah. But he did a lot of the covers, and he did a lot of the interiors for like Megalith and Armor and stuff like that. So when I saw that stuff, I did not know. I never put two and two together, except like this guy was doing a great thing. And I didn't realize like Continuity Comics was actually formed in 1984. And then they started publishing. It says, according to Wikipedia, like Armor and Megalith came out, and those were like the first couple titles. Or Armor was in 1985, and it ran through, it looks like 1992. But Megalith was in 89. Samurai was in 87. So therefore, I guess that was probably about a year or a year and a half after I started reading comics. So, if I came around in 85, that would make a lot of sense. But like I said, we travel up there, and I didn't know I knew he had to have been a big deal somewhere, but like I didn't connect the dots early on that he was the Batman guy and this and that. He was Neal Adams, the guy who did all the continuity comics and stuff. And then I remember as Jim Lee started really becoming kind of big on X-Men, he left Alpha Flight and then he started the Marvel title he started being the regular artist on X-Men. I remember being around the comic shop and somebody saying, the guy that used to work for Southside Comics before it was Planet Comics. We always called him, my dad called him Booger because that's what he looked like from Revenge. I think his name was Jim. Anyway, it might have been even him talking about how Jim Lee is this generation's Neal Adams.
Certainly.
Or will be.
Yeah.
And I found it really ironic when Neal Adams
that's right on target.
Jim Lee said, I studied his work because I always wanted to be like him. And, they are very distinct in their style. You
can see it in Jim Lee's work.
You can.
Eric Larson's always said your mistakes make your style. And he always said somebody like, a Neal Adams and Jim Lee don't really have a lot of mistakes, so like, anyways, they're very good, talented artists and stuff. So I found that very interesting. What a lot of people don't know, I looked this up maybe 10 years ago or something. Neal Adams had some, or at least he would back some theories about the expanding Earth. Do y'all know about this?
No.
I'll try to sum it up really quick. So you know how the theory is like Pangea was the big Earth mass, and as
just one. And
over time, we got one landmass. The expanding Earth theory, and you can look this. It was on YouTube years ago, and Neal Adams was the guy talking in the videos where Earth was really like small, and as it started to grow, that's how the lands became separated. Now, you can say that's a bunch of crap and everything else, but there is some quasi, facts and stuff in there. I'm not going to try to tell you it's real or not, but it's very actually interesting to watch the videos and at least try to imagine maybe this stuff is real, because at the same time, I don't know enough science to say this is right or this is totally bogus. But look up Expanding Earth with Neal Adams on YouTube, and I think you should find those. I'm probably sure that Walt's looking at that right now.
Sounds like a Roland Emmerich film.
Anyways,
it does.
Honestly, God, it was very
another way for him to destroy the Earth.
Anyways, it was very interesting, and I thought it was really strange that Neal Adams was kind of backing this theory and believed in this and stuff.
That is funny. So, I will check into that. That is funny.
To me, it's interesting from just like a sci-fi fantasies point of view on like if the Earth is growing and getting bigger and blah blah blah. Anyways, so there you go. That's how I kind of know Neal Adams, but yeah, he's a great artist. Love his stuff. He did a story for Marvel, I want to say about a year and a half ago. He did a Fantastic Four story for 4-6 issues. Yeah. And you can tell that it's still Neal Adams, but you can tell he's got older because it's not as tight. And it was still a good story. And I bought it specifically because Neal Adams did the artwork. So anyways.
Excellent. Yeah. Steve, you have any thoughts on this?
I never really had a whole lot of experience with Neal Adams. So, I mean, I do have one copy of a Green Lantern and Green Arrow series that he did. I think it was Hard Traveling.
Oh yeah. I know which story you're talking about.
Hard Traveling Heroes, maybe.
Yeah.
And that's really. I mean,
the
everybody.
Green Lantern, Green Arrow stuff is classic.
I literally bought that book specifically because I loved the cover art, and that to me is all you needed to know about Neal Adams, is that if you ever saw anything he did, it would just absolutely knock your socks off. So I'm proof positive.
It's called Growing Earth is what it's called. So look up Growing Earth and Neal Adams to find those.
All right. Okay. All right.
I guess it was published around 2000. So
I mean, just about anything you buy with Batman on it these days, the majority of that merchandise is Neal Adams artwork. It's still Batman.
It's still everywhere.
Still, it holds up. Like, it's strong. It's very
like
strong.
Bed sheets, like
lunch
a mug
boxes,
or something, or
posters, advertisements. I mean, it's
Bed sheets was where you went first.
Everyone had
Don't
everyone had like
poop on his
Star Wars.
moment.
Don't
That's
poop
right.
on his bed
Don't poop
sheet,
on my
Steve.
bed sheets, Steve.
Don't drop a herd on him.
I just saying.
Oh, that's a shirt. Don't drop a hurt on it. Thanks. That's my next one.
Yeah, Walter,
Wow.
that's yours.
That's mine. Don't drop a hurt on it.
All right. We're going to go to our next section. Here it comes. We're going to do this one real quick. Summer movies are back. I think this is going to be the first year that we're going to actually do summer movies. In the last 2 or 3 years, I think that's amazing. I'm just going to go through these real quick.
Okay.
So that you guys can kind of see what's coming up. It's going to start off this weekend. Doctor Strange.
Yes.
In the Multiverse of Madness. It looks good. I'm just going to mention some of these, and then we can come back and you can pick your favorite. Top Gun.
Scott
I'm sure
is
no one
stupid
here is,
excited about Downton Abbey.
I'm sure, right? I'm sure that no one here is interested in Top Gun, so we'll just move on.
Hey.
You're talking to the wrong guys. These guys are they get plane boners.
I know. I'll come back to it in just a minute.
Okay,
Jurassic
the
World,
B-58 Hustler back there.
Lightyear. Let's see what else we got. Thor: Love and Thunder. That's July. Let's see. Nope, which I'm interested in.
That's actually going to be really funny.
Bullet Train.
I'm
excited about.
I'm interested in DC League of Pets too.
Okay, I skipped that one
because that's Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart.
3,000 Years of Longing is George Miller's film, the next film after Mad Max. Pick your favorite there, guys. What do you think?
There's too many. Right now, I'm already.
You don't have to give the whole.
I'm jonesing.
Just
I'm
what
jonesing for Doctor Strange 2, of course. Jonesing for Doctor Strange 2.
Yep.
Jonesing for Top Gun sequel. What else? The last of the Jurassic Park movies. I hope that's the last one, but it looks good too.
It won't be.
It does look good.
Of course, Thor.
I like that they're bringing back the old gang on that Jurassic Park thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's a good list of movies there.
That looks like a fun summer to me. Scott, what do you think?
I mean, they're movies. I don't get excited as probably
you really don't.
I mean, I'll go see the Marvel movies for sure, and who knows what else. But
Michelle's excited about the movie.
It'll be a fun time. I mean, I'm glad it's good. I mean, that's one thing you learned at the con is like people are ready to get out and live, and they just want to socialize and stuff like that. So it's good. I mean, that's great.
I think it is good.
I know the movie crew that goes to, dinner and a movie every Friday night are ready for this. So good for y'all.
Yeah. We do that every Friday night. And it's going to be nice to get back in that pattern again and enjoy the movies, hopefully. Steve, you got
I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm kind of excited a little bit about Top Gun Maverick.
I mean, look at his shirt.
And it's true.
Wait a minute! This just in, Steve. They've delayed it again. It's going to be delayed to 2 more months.
Golly, that made me. I'd laugh so hard if that was true. I told Jennifer this the other night.
Hang on.
My brain can't wrap. I am not a good man, so I'm not discounting Walt or Steve at all in this. My brain never gets into cars or like tools,
right? I'm
or
not
airplanes,
me
and
neither.
like,
I'm not as big on that.
I can't even. It's like a different dimensional male.
I don't care about airplanes at all. I
really get into.
I mean, it's.
I agree. I'm kind of in that boat too, Scott.
It's an experience thing, so.
I know, but like you love planes. It's like, Walt, why aren't you flying planes? You love planes.
Because learning how to fly a plane is expensive.
No, I know that. Everything's
that's the exact reason. Besides that, I mean, all my life people have been telling me. Of course, now that I'm 51 years old, everybody's like, "Go ahead, go get it, go get your pilot's license." And I'm like, I couldn't hold on to that information if I tried.
Right.
No.
You should have done it in your 20s.
It's like, just give me a ride. That's all. I just need a ride. It's all I need. So So if any of you Blue Angels out there or Thunderbirds are out there, even the Snowbirds, if you're watching right now,
Sure.
hook us up.
Heck, I'll
Yep.
take anything from the commemorative Air Force.
Would
I'm
you
fine
actually
with that.
get on one
Give me
of
an old
those
World War
jets?
II planes.
Would you fly in one of those jets if they said you could do it?
Without hesitation.
If they said,
Would you really?
if they
Without
said,
hesitation.
if they said, "Hey,
I
Walt,
don't know if I
come,
would do
I'm already sitting in the seat. Let's go. Let's go.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
go."
I don't know
You're
if I
like the
could do that.
dog when you say, "Would you like to go outside?" and the dog's already outside.
Already,
Yes.
That's these
already
two.
Yes.
halfway there.
Do it.
Yes.
Light the fires on this sucker. Let's go vertical.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
My
I
brain
will
doesn't
say-
understand your maleness. I just don't boom. I don't.
Well, the show is Task Force Geek, right? And
I
it
know, I think
obviously
it's wonderful.
centers
We're all
on
different.
the comics, the movies, the action figures, the toys, etc. All of that, it centers on that universe. I'm all of that,
And
and I'm
And
going
more.
to take it to a couple extra levels in that I'm a motorhead and I'm an aviation freak.
Same here.
I mean,
Same here.
if anybody tells it, if an airplane flies over, I don't care what it is, my head snaps
And-
up.
And here's another thing about that. A lot of my like as far as like science fiction fandom and all that stuff is tied to aviation and
Mhm.
motorsports too. So
Area 88.
Area 88, Speed Racer.
I
Yeah.
mean it more like a knock towards myself that I'm not a good man because
I
I
get
don't get it.
No.
That doesn't mean anything. That does not mean it. That doesn't mean
I have
a
a
thing
brother
about
who's
it.
into cars. Like he takes pictures of his engine open, and it looks like it's never ran before, but he drives it all the time. It's free. It's like, what is wrong with me?
No, there's nothing wrong.
Nothing.
There's nothing wrong with you. It's just like my dad is heavily into sports. My dad watches sports all the time. Why? I mean, if there's, as one of my friends coins it, if sports ball is on the TV, my dad is watching it.
First of all,
Sports ball.
You know,
Yay, sport.
and I'm not that way. I could care less about if they said the football game is on. I'll be like, who's playing? Oh, it's the Detroit Lions and the New York Jets. The score is
With
3-3.
exception of when Kansas City Chiefs are in the playoffs and or make the Super Bowl, and if OU's having a good season.
There you go.
And we're done here.
And March
we all
Madness.
watch
Other than that, I don't care about NBA. I'm not watching any of the playoff games. I don't care. I mean, baseball is okay if I'm there. I don't watch baseball until the All-Star game, and then when it comes down to the boys of October, as they say. Other than that, I could care less about sports.
Whereas I'm baseball, soccer, football, hockey, rugby. Yeah. I'll watch it all. I don't care.
Yeah.
But soccer, most of anything. Football, excuse me.
In defense of Top Gun, if you have been seeing the footage that they're getting, I don't care if you like.
Yeah, no defense
I
needed.
don't care if you like Tom Cruise, if you did or did not like the first Top Gun. This thing, the footage in this thing, just imagine like an IMAX movie about fighter jets where they're going to put you in the seat and they're going to take you up to aircraft carriers and stuff. That's what this thing is going to be like. I mean, they're doing actual, serious like footage on these jets.
I don't typically read
incredible.
reviews or anything. Yeah, I don't typically read reviews or anything like that.
You're going to want to see this film, I think.
Apparently, they had a showing either 2 or 3 days ago, and the initial reviews.
Obsessed with Growing Earth.
Apparently, the initial reviews of this thing are just it's astounding, and you would expect nothing less from a summer blockbuster. And I will call it. It's going to be the summer blockbuster of 2022. I mean, you've got Marvel movies, you've got everything else, but this one, people have been waiting for this for 36 years.
Yeah,
I think people. Yeah, I think
it will do good business, and I think that once people go see it and say the footage in this thing is insane.
Yeah,
I mean they did a great job of kicking it up a notch to make you, instead of just going through the the stuff, putting cameras and stuff on these The first time I saw Tom Cruise come off of that aircraft carrier, I was with Sean and I was like, that doesn't look like CGI. That looks real.
It's all real deal. There's about, they said,
that footage out and it's like, this is insane.
Yeah, Bruckheimer came out and said that there's like 32 seconds of CG complete in this entire flick. The rest of it is all 100% actual flying. No effects, nothing.
I mean, I think the sales job is done.
I'm all for it.
They find the biggest theater that you can go to.
And I always say,
I've already got my IMAX tickets.
Yeah, I always say,
you did buy those like today.
Absolutely, I did. The second they became available, I'm like, done.
I mean, not a bad idea because you can't be the only person that's thinking.
And I'll say, if you've ever been to an air show, I don't know if you've ever been to an air show, Scott.
I have. I get bored.
And I like, it's just when there's something in the air, I'll just put it that way. When there's something flying in the air, it's pretty exciting. So,
All right, let's cut out of this and get on to the next deal.
All right.
I cut myself off that time. It's good stuff, man. Hey, it's on blast. We're going to talk about things that we have seen or read or played or whatever, just something that you enjoy and you want other people to know. And first on that, I'm going to go to Scott.
Oh man, you're going to me first. Real quick, I want to show you.
I have a pattern and there's a reason for it.
Okay. I got these at the con too. So while I got my one daughter a mushroom character, I got my oldest daughter Loki pooping, and they had a booth with fingerprints. So I got her this to hang up in our bathroom. We'll get it framed.
Honey, never let it be said I didn't get you anything.
Oh,
so we got that. We're gonna hang that in the main bathroom.
But you put it in the bathroom. That's perfect.
And then in that bathroom, we're gonna have Moon Knight.
What is? Are you telling me that there's an artist out there and
There's
the
a whole booth
routine
of
is?
these.
And
Yes.
the routine is that it's heroes.
You forget.
Taking a break.
You forget.
Jennifer.
Amazing.
Hey, Dirk, you forget that there was the guy down here who was doing heroes standing at the urinals.
I do remember that.
Might be the same guy because he had Captain America peeing. And
Okay.
they had variants where he had his butt showing because his pants were pulled down too much, or his pants were up. And then the final one
Call Beth.
is Princess Leia peeing.
Oh, wow.
Star Wars ones are for Jennifer in her bathroom.
What? I hate to ask. What is on her panties?
Yeah.
Are they like rebel symbols or?
There's plans for the Death Star.
They're little.
They're just a random pattern.
No, there's probably some character that I just don't. My old eyes can't see.
Ewoks.
All right.
Anyways, yeah. So there's her. Half her hair is down over here, and she has the bobby pins in her mouth, and there's some bobby pins here on the ground. So, anyways,
I mean, this person has quite a routine.
Those are awesome.
So I had to get something for them. So besides, spending a lot of money on Beta Reel, first appearance Beta Ray Bill, and I've already showed you what I consumed. Me and Jennifer on Saturdays went and saw, and I hope I'm saying this right, Everything Everywhere.
With Michelle Young.
We went and saw that movie. We consumed that. It was.
I can't believe you saw that before I did.
I would like somebody else to see it and then tell me what I saw. I was fine with seeing it, and I'm glad we went to the theaters to see it because I don't know if I would watch it if it was on TV.
Yeah,
it was very interesting, the whole idea behind it and stuff, but it left both of us like we expected that moment where like at the very end of the movie that we get down to tears and go, oh yeah, life is great. We should all appreciate it. And I get the idea behind this movie. Right. And then we live the rest of our lives like it was the best thing ever. I enjoyed it, but we both left and we were like, what the F did we just watch? and then we spent an hour later, Jennifer's on her phone trying to Google like what was the kind of the purpose behind this movie and this and that. And anyways, it was interesting. It is worth seeing in the theaters. I would say that. And then if you see it and you totally get it,
it didn't pay off for you.
I don't know. I don't know if I liked it or not. Like I'm telling you to go see it. So I guess I liked it enough, but it was different. And if you really figure out like what the meaning of it all is, because I think I got it, but I don't want to say I got it because if I say it, then you're going to go like, oh, you just ruined the movie for me. So
all right,
talk to me after we've seen it, but it is very interesting and stuff like that. But we saw the trailer. We thought it would be something that Jennifer thought, oh God, I got to see this thing. And then it's not, the trailer's not misleading, but at the same time, our expectations were both in the same neighborhood and the film went into this neighborhood. So
all right.
That's all I'll say. It was interesting. I don't know. I just don't know.
I think it's interesting that I'm fascinated by the fact that you saw, because you don't go see a lot of movies.
Yeah, I get out of the house.
And that thing is kind of an artsy film also.
Right.
Yeah.
So I see that Jennifer took you to that. That's probably
oh my gosh. So it started off with subtitles on there. You know, I looked
your favorite thing.
And I looked at her and I said, is this like a foreign film that we didn't know about? And she goes, oh my God, I hope not. I don't want to read the whole movie. And then it started going into English and stuff like that. So
right. That's pretty funny.
Don't want to read the whole movie.
So that's all I got. I mean, I got a million things, but that's all I got.
I think that's good. All right, Steve, you're up.
Oh dear. All right. Well, Dirk, you'll appreciate this. My buddy from Japan has come through again.
Oh.
Yes.
And so now I've got these are the original movie programs from the original production of Space Cruiser Yamato from the 70s. And the artwork in this, obviously, the artwork in the series was negligible by today's standards, but it still makes for a fantastic program. Anyway,
it looks like it's brand new.
It is. A lot of these have been taken such good care. I mean, this is so cool. That's the original. That's the original Yamato from World War II, and then they actually diagrammed how it changed for the Space Cruiser.
Oh wow,
that's amazing!
Which is freaking cool. I mean,
that is amazing.
Sat there trying to read through that for hours, but then he also topped his game. The movie,
Be Forever
Yamato, which is really cool. This is the original movie program as well. And it's just the artwork, the diagrams that you go through are just outstanding. And it's a lot of fun to go through.
That is amazing.
He has also loaded me up with a ton of just flats, promos for the movies. Like this is for the new series for 2202.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
It's just
Very
a little,
cool.
I mean, it's just paper thin, just a little lobby card, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's that for 2202. And then he's also set me up for 2205.
Oh my
nice.
God. And I love these. I love these because the artwork is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. And if not for all that, I don't know what's happening there.
Right. Hey, get out your Google Lens.
Yeah.
But the artwork on those is amazing.
And they always do the highest quality printing on those things.
They really do. They're beautiful. They truly are.
The highest quality. It's like if you don't know anything about printing, you swear that all that's just a straight up photograph.
Then he took this a step further because he knows I'm a Macross fan too.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
And he has set me up with, I'm going to do this one first because we're going to go in chronological order. Here, we have an original flat for Do You Remember Love, which is the Macross movie. Basically, it was based on the original series. And then he sent me one of the original tickets to the premiere of said movie from 1984. And it is
How
need
did
to-
these people keep this stuff so well?
don't know, but I love that he did. And all the way up, let's see, we've got Macross Frontier,
Nice.
more Macross Frontier,
These are amazing.
Macross Frontier. Yeah, they're all
Very
brilliant.
cool.
And then the most recent series, which was Macross Delta, you sent me a flat for that as well. This is for the live, which is one
That's
of the
very
first Macross movie, or the first
I'd like to
Delta
have a
movie, I
poster
should
like
say.
that.
And then the second live movie, which that artwork is ridiculous.
That is.
Super cool.
And then when the feature band in Macross Delta, Walk Yuri, actually had, I think part of the movie was that they were battling the evil side of themselves. That's what that whole poster is about. So that's really beautiful, and I was really happy to get those.
Those are awesome, Steve.
My last thing, and Walter's going to chuckle if I bring this up, is that from our sim racing standpoint, and namely Gran Turismo on PlayStation 5, I've gotten a little bit overboard with my whole racing thing.
No.
And I got racing
Impossible.
gloves.
Oh my gosh.
Personalized racing
Oh my
gloves.
God. No.
What's
This is
that?
not.
Wow.
Show us that middle finger.
That
So
is
I-
next level.
When I designed these, I didn't really have a whole lot of forethought into the way this worked out. But if you kind of nonchalantly give it this, not planned, I promise,
Wow.
but it
That's
worked out. And
pretty
so
amazing.
if I'm kicking your butt in Gran Turismo racing,
You
He's
might
got it
give him
wide.
the Go Steve Racer.
now you know why. And that's me. Oh, actually, and I've been rewatching Firefly on Tubi.
Really?
Yes, and it's awesome. I wish that's something that I need them to bring back pronto. That's such a great series.
They have hinted at that for 20 years.
I
don't
know.
if that'll ever
That's not
happen.
coming.
Maybe
There was a
we can
time
wait
when-
36 years like Top Gun and they'll bring it back.
I
It's not
think if
I know.
a what's his name had not been
Whedon.
like part of the Me Too thing, I think we probably would have gotten something by now since they're so hungry for content.
Yeah.
But I think that they've kind of trashed him at
And the
this
fact
point.
that everybody else has moved on to other things too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Alan Tudyk in
Although for the
Resident.
longest time they all said they would do it if it came.
Yeah.
If you're not watching Resident Alien, by the way, speaking of former Firefly cast,
Right.
Alan Tudyk in that show is brilliant.
I've
It's very
heard
good.
that. I've heard that from many people. All right, Walt, you're up.
Not very much has been going on in my world. Still watching a lot of Tubi, consuming a lot of Tubi and some old shows. I pulled in the old. Other than that, I pulled in the old. I have like the first half of the DVD collection of The Adventures of the Galaxy Rangers.
Oh, yes.
So I watched that. We were talking about animation last week, and
Yes.
so it's like I got to pull that up and watch that again. That's still one of my all-time favorites from the 80s.
I didn't realize they had Galaxy Rangers on there.
Well, no, it's not on there. I have it on DVD.
Oh, you have it on your. Okay, right.
I have it on DVD, so I pulled
I
that
got you.
out.
I'm about to say,
I kind of did like Scott this week, and I pulled out a bunch of these. Like, so and I'm like, you know what?
Don't draw on them.
Oh, I'm going to draw on them though. so I got this.
okay, no regrets.
No, I
Right?
have no regrets. I mean,
Don't do it, Walt. It might be worth $200.
come on, I've already started this one. You
Just
all
make sure it's not
have
the first-
seen this one.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know? So
Make sure it's not the first appearance of someone that's going to blow up.
I ain't worried about.
You
all
don't care.
that. I don't care about that.
Eh.
All right, well, enjoy.
So
Let me. Oh, are you done, Walt? I'm sorry.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's about it.
No, I didn't mean to hurry you along.
No, I haven't really done much. I mean, other than going to work, leaving for work early in the morning, and then coming home, and then going to bed, and then waking up, and going to work.
You
And
need some kids, Walt. That would-
and doing a 2-hour commute. Let me ask the two of you, at least the two of you. Steve, have you ever drawn on one of those comic covers?
I have not.
Okay, I have not either. What is the substance on those things? I mean, could
it
you
depends.
really?
It varies, I imagine.
It varies.
Yeah, it varies because
Like, can you erase and?
oh yeah, like
Does it
like,
take markers? Okay, or
like yeah, some of them yeah, they're like this one right here for the Street Fighter Legends. It's pretty thick. It's a pretty thick substrate on there.
They're generally on an uncoated stock.
I worry.
Yeah,
I worry about screwing up a blank piece of
And
paper.
then,
So I can't imagine like screwing up a whole comic.
and like the interior cover is blank too, so you can even do on the interiors if you want.
Oh,
Usually it's a thicker,
Yeah, it's usually
Okay.
more type paper, but it's kind of the thing with this Secret Invasion thing that I did.
I mean, that looks
That
shiny.
looks coated. That
This
looks
is
coated.
coated, and
Yeah.
How?
I-
What? How
it
do you?
is coated. This was maybe that's another reason why could be worth
That-
something,
That
because
could be it too.
they didn't do a good print run of it. It is
How
shiny.
does-
It has sheen, and I had to draw.
I mean, the artwork is shiny.
Yeah,
How?
I don't-
How do you do that?
I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like, if you had to say, Scott, you have to bet your life. Did you sketch on this or did you not sketch on this? I think I went straight to like
marker.
very, very light, just barely any pencils to markers because I couldn't erase. And that's why we are where we are. There's a few things that would change, but I couldn't erase. But I remember doing a color and then letting it dry and then doing a color and letting it dry because
Wow.
it is a sheen on
It
this.
looks like it was
Yeah.
printed like that, Scott.
Yeah,
I mean, it
does.
really does.
So, anyways, well, it is what it is. So,
That's the cool thing about markers is that they'll actually reflect the substrate that they're printed on
right.
Okay.
or that they're drawn on. So
Yeah, this
that
is
it'll
done in-
actually, if it's coated, it'll actually carry
November
that sheen over to the
2020.
artwork.
What's that?
this was done in November 2020. So,
Okay. What?
That's
do they-
$400 by now, easy.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll sell it to you for free.
Let me go to the
Um,
ATM. I'll be right back.
If you do, they have these things that are not so expensive. Like, could you pick one of these up for $5 or $10?
If you catch them when the comics come out, you
Mm-hmm.
get them for cover price. They're
Right.
like $4, $5, whatever.
Okay.
So,
And like for instance, let's say the convention down here in June, like this. Let me see if where does
there was booths all over the convention that sold
That sold them.
sketch covers.
like this right here. I got this with a weekend pass at a convention here. So
Okay.
I went the full Monty. It's like, yeah, just give me everything, the convention specials and everything. So when I got my bag full of stuff,
Oh, you got VIP premium.
this was in there.
we
So
didn't get anything at our convention.
Really?
We got
Dude,
band. That's it.
Fan
For-
Expo, Dallas
didn't
Fan
get, like,
Expo.
a
If you get the
bag?
right ticket
I
package,
mean,
will
if they gave
set
that away.
you up.
We did not get
yeah, yeah, the Fan Expo VIP package.
it. I
or
don't
all
buy
those-
VIP package.
well, what I'm saying is,
Gold and white. Give me the cheapest thing you got.
I know what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, if you want like the sketch covers, blank sketch covers given to you right off the bat, those are usually in there.
Right. Ron
I got
picked up some for
one-
his own stuff.
I want something cheap to try. And I've never drawn Spider-Man. Spider-Man seems to be difficult. Like, with all
Spider-Man
of
for
his
me is
webs and stuff, and the
Walt
Easy.
actually does a really good Spider-Man. He does a
Spider-Man.
very good Spider-Man.
I
Spider-Man's easy.
try to draw Spider-Man, but it's also very expressive. I just feel like
To
Spider-Man.
let you know, Spider-Man is
Spider-Man's
always
a
my
great-
go-to.
Really,
Yeah, if I
Spider-Man
want to do
seems
something
like
quick,
a great failure.
it's
Waiting on
Spider-Man.
me.
like people will say, "Can you draw Batman?" I'm like, maybe.
Now Batman, I've drawn.
And they go, "How about Spider-Man?" Here you go.
I've drawn Wolverine. I've drawn Batman.
So at the convention, Howard Chaykin was doing sketches, headshots. Like I said, one guy, I saw this happen. Can you do this character? No, I'd rather not. And he just-
Okay, I
and,
respect that.
and I was just like, wow. But
I
I
mean,
mean, he's at a stats where he can do whatever the hell
He's
he
Howard
wants,
effing
right?
shaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like 10-minute sketches. They weren't. I mean, they were still cool, but they were not. I didn't want to pay that much for just that. But at the same time, he's worth that too. If I had made a lot of money, I would have definitely got one of those for sure. So like, and maybe in hindsight I should have, but yeah, it was just so funny because he wouldn't, nah, he's just not, I don't do him. I don't like doing him. Nah, I don't want to do him.
That's awesome.
Somebody like,
yeah.
What if I wanted do you do full character sketches? No, I'm just doing headshots. What if I wanted one? He goes, well, then you can go to my website and you can pay the full price for it.
There you go.
I mean, like, he was really cut and dry.
I mean, I respect
Kind of snarky, but at the same time, I get it.
I respect that.
So,
Howard Chaykin's the guy who did the original Star Wars comic back in 1977.
yeah, he had some artwork. I probably should have looked through it a little bit more, but getting comic pages anymore.
And then American Flag. God, I loved American Flag. That was amazing. And then he did a thing. What the heck was it called? Black Kiss or whatever, which is not for the kids.
It's not for the kids. I have that series. The artwork in there is good too. Because there was a time where I was just like, Howard Chaykin did what? Okay, I'll buy it.
Yeah,
that's exactly where I was. All right, I'll put myself up here and do my on blast here really quick. I watched, and I know what your reaction is going to be. I watched Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and half of Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows. And I'm sure you're thinking, why are you telling us this? This stuff came out, 12, 14 years ago, or who cares? I've never seen those movies.
I haven't either.
You've never seen them?
It's
any
okay.
of them?
It's okay,
I saw
Dirk.
the first two, and they were too samey to me, and I just didn't care. I mean,
there is a sameness to some of those.
It's okay, Dirk, because I've seen them all. I didn't, and I didn't see them when they came out. I've seen them all, and they all kind of
they all blended together
for me. So,
there is a particular style. Go ahead, Steve.
I've got a bunch of friends that are Harry Potter heads. I mean, they're just
There's
absolutely live.
There's
and
a certain age
by the. I mean, it's a religion
age
for
range.
them.
Yes, it's
and
Star Wars to them.
Star Wars for them. That's probably the best. That's probably the best analogy I think I could probably.
Like if you were into stuff between 2000 and 2015,
While I enjoyed the movies, it's not going to make me go read the books.
Right.
I'll take that and that's my knowledge of Harry Potter done.
I watched a lot. The reason why I didn't watch these in the first place, because I enjoy these movies. They're okay. But I really wasn't going to the movies much. I wasn't in the Friday night crowd back during that period of time. And it's like, once you miss one movie, you're behind.
Yeah.
And so to get, you have to watch them to get caught up and all this sort of stuff. And I will tell you that, like, more recently, I watched Goblet of Fire, and I did not enjoy that one much at all. And that almost killed me. What is that, number 4 or something? That almost killed me from watching the rest of the movies. But I decided kind of last week to pick back up again, because I've got HBO Max and they've got them all on there. And I thought, now's the time to watch these things, and I like the premise and I like the characters and stuff. So I started watching it. I will say that I really liked Order of the Phoenix. I thought that was awesome. And I'm really liking Deathly Hallows so far. It's getting a little darker, and it looks like the stakes are going up a little bit. They're not just filling time. They're not playing Quidditch. They're actually getting down to it. And that's what I wanted, was to get the life altering stuff. So I can say that as this has gone on, that I'm enjoying them more and more. I'm getting a comment here. I wonder if that's someone talking about. Maxine says they didn't just start acting like fools, and this crap has been going on as long as they have been together. Yeah.
I mean, again, it's
down to the.
It's the movies, and once they ended, when they started advertising the Fantastic Beasts movies, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll go see that. And I'm not going to say that I'm subscribed to the Star Wars religion either. It's just I enjoyed the movies. I enjoy everything about them, but it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed.
I don't live them. How's that?
Right. Well, some people do.
Much. I might a little bit. I might a little bit. Maybe a lot. I don't know.
Also, I didn't get to say last week because we were going, way over, although we're kind of doing that this week. I watched The Northman in the theater. It's a epic Viking movie. If you're into, this is deep, epic stuff. I saw things that I've never seen before, like the kind of their religion and the way that they interact with each other and stuff. If you're deep into kind of, Viking myth stuff, this definitely gets into it. It looks different than, like I said, any other version of this sort of thing that I've seen. Stunning visually. The director who did Witch has an amazing visual language that he employs in this. A lot of times people are centered just like I am right now and will be looking directly at the camera. It happens over and over and over again. It's kind of arresting to see these characters looking directly at you or speaking like they're speaking directly to you. Feels a little like a kind of a stage play or something. Gives it a very, kind of unique take on films. Beautiful, visually beautiful, fascinating from a historical perspective. I think it like makes me feel like I maybe know a little bit more about this time and stuff. But with that said, it's an epic, it's like the old mythology stuff. So some of it is kind of weird and, ethereal and that sort of thing. But the greatest compliment that I can give to that movie, there's a lot of action in it too. Not a lot of action. The action that's in it and the gore that's in it is pretty substantial.
Star-studded.
It has, like everyone who's in it, it's kind of one of those sort of movies, and everyone's playing it the best they can. That Taylor Joy is awesome in that, and what's his name? Tarzan. I can't remember his name.
Tarzan.
One of the many brothers in his clan is awesome.
Oh, Skarsgård. Alexander
Skarsgård is really amazing in this thing. Anyway, I got a real kick out of it. I thought it was good. And the greatest compliment that I can pay to it is that for several days and still I have images of, what happened in that movie playing over in my mind, and I kind of keep going back to it, kind of trying to, suss it out and figure out what was going on there. And I think I think it's fun when a movie kind of affects me like that. So I really enjoyed it. It's gory, it's weird, kind of, it's artsy. So, just know that it's not like, it is like 300, but it's a little further, it's not just ass whooping. It's also, kind of
dialogue.
It's dialogue and relationships
dialogue, yeah.
And the mythology of this character and kind of, playing into the roles of the, of the story. So it's definitely, and it's very much soap opera-ish. So anyway.
Subject matter aside, I was really excited to see that Bjork was in it.
She is in it.
Oh my God. I want to see it.
Yeah, right.
Because of Bjork?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to see it myself now.
Bjork has a small part. So does, oh my gosh, names are not coming to me tonight. The guy played Green Goblin in the Spider-Man films.
Yes. Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. Also great in his small role and stuff. And other
great
people.
In everything he does.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
Well, now I'm excited to go see that. I really want to go see it.
Pretty cool in the theater. Again, visually, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning. It's promo time, guys. Let's talk about promo stuff. What do you think?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Steve, and done.
That's all you got? Let's do you first, Steve.
I am Steve. I like planes.
I like the planes.
I like planes. I like sports. I like cars. I like.
Apparently, you like all the sports.
I like it. Well, yeah. I mean, I've got a buddy that calls me the Ocho because, like there was in dodgeball. I think it was ESPN 8 that showed all the extremely obscure sports. That would be me. So,
professional cornhole.
Yeah, there is a league.
Oh, I know.
Which drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. Anyway, yeah, I mean, there's really not a whole lot to tell. I'm on Facebook, but you can also find me on Instagram at Sanctify Yourself. But I also have my Aviation Scott Instagram page with all my photography that I take at air shows and various aviation functions around the world. In fact, I just created artwork for it.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me
Stickers.
Oh, nice.
Basically, the tagline is whatever, wherever I can, whenever I can, and that's basically whatever air show I can go to, whenever I can go, whenever I see an airplane, whenever I see an airplane.
Wow.
And that tagline is 918 av spotting, and just general stuff, silliness on the web.
Good stuff, man. All right, Scott, you're up, man.
You can find me to promote. I'm going to promote bothdown.com, my Blood Bowl podcast of 10 years. You can go over there and listen to the latest episode. So,
what episode are you on?
What episode am I on? That is a great question. 131, maybe?
It's pretty good.
I'll tell you in a second. 132, because I know so much.
That's impressive.
Shabby.
Last episode dropped April 16th. So,
and when did you start?
We started, I believe, I think it was December or the tail end of November in 2011, if I remember.
That's pretty
correct.
Good.
That's a good run.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man.
So, yeah, at least one episode a month for the end of time. So, there you go.
Good. All right, Walt, you're up.
Hey, you can find me at facebook.com, WhatWalterCons, whatstudioart.blogspot. You can find me on Twitch TV at Gatchaman_1. And you can buy stuff at my Zazzle store. You can just look up What Studio Art. I got some new stuff on there. I got a new logo, a new graffiti logo on a trucker hat. So, and then
what hat?
A trucker.
Oh, man.
Trucker hat.
Walt, wasn't it you that shared the Slee Stack?
Yeah.
Yes, the Slee Stack hat. Yeah.
Oh.
The limited edition Slee Stack hat. Yeah.
But can we talk about the Godzuki livery for Gran Turismo just a second? He adopted you adopted your new logo onto a new livery for Gran Turismo 7, and man, I wish you had a picture of that handy because it's actually.
Hang on, I can pull that up.
I saw it, and while my first reaction was, "Man, that is really cool," my second reaction was, I immediately felt my life force draining because I was like, "That's
the reason why I did it. That's the reason why I did it because you know how much I can't stand Godzuki.
I do, and that was
I can't stand Godzuki, and I did that intentionally to piss myself off.
Wow.
Because I needed to piss myself off for some reason. I don't know why.
While
anyway,
you're pulling that up, I'm going to do my deal. Or do you have it?
Oh, go ahead. Do your deal.
There's all my stuff. You know where to. Hey, what I would like for you to do is contact me if you want to be a guest on the show. That would be super awesome. Or if you have some comics that you want one of us to review, send us some comics. How about that?
Speaking of comics, really quick, because I know we've already taken forever. Free comic book days this weekend. So if you want,
that is
good.
Not only does Doctor Strange came out, but free comic book day. Go out, support your stores, buy something from them because the comic book is a great not free. And just to verify, Both Down episode 1 came out on December 12th, 2011. So 10 years.
Wow. That's awesome.
I'll meet you at Madness, Walter.
Good shout out on Free Comic Book Day. Go to you if you don't know. Go to your Saturday only.
Saturday.
Yep. Go to your local comic book shop. Go to an actual comic book shop, and they will give you some free comics. I mean, most people are participating in that, and the free comics they have are pretty cool.
And just buy one thing from
something for absolutely
support them, thank them, and I have no idea what's coming out this year. Last year we got a preview of kind of stuff. I didn't even think about it.
It's on time this year too. This is the first time.
It is on time. It was late last year.
Yeah, well, and the year before. So I mean,
the bad thing is it's also Mother's Day weekend, and I think it might take away from Free Comic Book Day. So,
Madness is in on it,
Walter. There is
That's my new logo there, y'all. My new alternate logo. And you can see Godzuki is right here from the old Hanna-Barbera cartoon. And what's funny is that this particular car is nicknamed Godzilla. So I was just like, hey.
There you
You
go.
had me on that. I thought it was an awesome looking car until I got to that part.
It killed him.
It killed
us
it.
all.
Yeah.
I love the way that you can put these things into garages, and that you can also put like people who drive the car, like you could show their outfits and stuff.
Which, by the way, Walt, you need to get on GT7 pronto because the scapes on that are unbelievable.
Yeah, the game loads itself with all sorts of
Nerds.
backgrounds, and hey, we're geeks. This is just a place to advertise that. So.
Steve's bringing out his deal. Let me get the last couple of comments here, and then we'll wrap this up. Gigi says, Mr. Hooper, I have to say that Scott has been in top form this evening. He's probably close to peaking a media figure. Peaking a media figure?
What?
And I love it. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Can't wait to peek them.
Michelle says, great show. Thank you, Michelle.
What she said?
She said, great show, guys.
Oh, that's because I was on here.
Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thanks to everyone who chimed in tonight. We had a lot of people. I wish that we'd also gotten, again, Elon Musk.
Or whoever.
Change that thing at Twitter where we can get the comments again. We used to be able to get Twitter comments.
I mean, Elon's not going to have control of this for
6 months or something.
6 or 7 months. So
I'm just joking. People think that he's like sitting in the office.
I know.
Right, pushing buttons and making things happen.
He is.
It's like he's not going to be there for 6 months.
Send button on his next.
Who the hell knows what he's going to do?
I mean, he may change his mind 6 months from now.
It might not go through, anyway. Thanks to everyone who chimed in. We got a lot of people that usually don't chime in. We got obviously our regulars. It's really awesome to hear from everyone. Thanks to Scott for the story time. Thanks to Steve. Thanks to Walt. And that's it, folks. We appreciate you tuning in. Please leave a like, a share wherever you see this. We do appreciate it. Say good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Deuces.
If you're mad at somebody, don't poop in their bed. Don't get in the herd.
No herds. We don't need any herds.
Yeah,
no herds.
No stinky herds.
Don't drop a herd.
There's a few people I'd like to herd on, though. That's for sure.
Hey, don't be
talking
herd about me.
And with that,
do not be talking any herd about me.
Later.
And
I ain't done heard.
Until next time, this is Dark Cooper saying, dream hard.